I think Slot in his first season has gone to Paris not knowing the temperament of the players enough to trust them in a big away game, right? It's his first season. He's been there in the job for
season.
So this is what it is, right? The Premier League, he has hacked that, right? But when you travel to Europe, the stakes are higher, right? You're going to win the league, yes, but it's also the closer you get to winning something, the more cautious you become. The more cautious you become. Now, Liverpool know we've knocked out. We beat AC Milan. We beat Real Madrid this season. So we are one of the favorites to win this thing, right?
They played well.
So I can understand that the nerves sets in Paris. So instead of doing the instinctive, the normal thing, like, you know what, let's go out there and show how good a team we are. They've gone and said, you know what, let's show some respect to Europe. So that's the one-off. It's not enough sample size.
You get
now
for me to
again,
say, Emeka, sorry again. Even this Paris game we keep talking about, they went away from that first leg with winning. They won it. And that's why I was telling Ini that not be yesterday we started to watch Champions League football. Champions League knockout football. It does not matter how much possession or how many chances you miss.
That's not important.
Or anything. It is not important. As a matter of fact, the game. Do you understand? As a matter of fact, the game, they now got knocked out via penalty shootout. At the end of the day, if they were lucky too, they could have scored lots of goals in the second half at Anfield.
So for all PSG's being, you know, the best
dominant, it still boils down to penalty shootout.
No, but again,
it's like what I tell you all the time. I say, you say Liverpool are not a good football team. A team that's not good are leading you 13 points.
But you know,
what if they're good?
No, that's obviously they are better. But my point is, so you know how we say, okay, so when you're looking for sustainable results, right?
Yeah.
So Slots, you can play that way, and they could have qualified.
Yeah.
But but there's a reason. So again, more often than not in football, there's a reason why that team, and it's not just possession. PSG, they had much better chances. They had much better. First,
Liverpool hit the bar twice.
The first. I'm saying
In
even the first leg.
Yeah, but
my point is like so. But even in the second leg, PSG
didn't outplay them in the second leg.
No, it was very even.
It was very even.
But
Exactly.
PSG also had, but PSG had a lot of. They had chances. But so my point is like I think that
Liverpool had the better chances.
Over the two legs, who was the better team?
No.
Well, I mean,
who was the better
now
team?
You have,
but if you're looking at chances, not just possession, if you're looking at chances over the two legs, who is there to go through?
PSG.
No.
But like I said,
you can't look at football and say
no, because of quality of chances. You can say over two legs. Because if you go and look at, for example, the XG over two legs, you find that PSG had a higher also quality of chances. So that we understand, right? But again, like we said, it's Champions League.
It is.
Alisson coming there in the first leg knows that, bro.
And he did his
job. That's what the Champions League has been
his
job. Even when you talk about Premier League, even look at the big away games. This Liverpool team, I feel like you said, Slots hacked it. That's why I say he has done a fantastic job.
Brilliant
there's
job.
a reason why nobody thought Liverpool would be where they are.
So
the question now is, why do people not think Liverpool will be where they are? It's because the team that they have
because
is
we
not
knew.
Yeah, exactly. No,
we knew.
Because the personnel they have is not the quality of the team right now. People didn't expect them to be where they are.
remember.
For a reason. We can't now say they are an amazing team. What we can say is Slots has done an amazing job with what he has.
So
when you get to the Champions League, now I don't think that he went to that first leg like. I mean, I think he's been fairly pragmatic this season, especially in big away games. I think he did that, and what now maybe caught them in the end is what we thought at the start of the season, that these guys, when you're playing Gravenberch for instance, a position that he's not really played, and you're playing him there every single minute all season, it's like at some point he's going to get caught out against better players like
exactly.
And rightly so. You know why? Because it's the first season he's actually playing that role.
That's why I said they are a very good team, but they're not. I don't see them being an amazing team yet.
You are not. It's not like what you're saying is wrong. We
found some common ground.
Senior man, I will never agree. Senior man was do you know?
No, Arsenal's not his personal.
Do you know what? And that's why I kept bringing up Arsenal.
It's painful that Man City are not doing well.
God bless you.
That one is personal for them because.
And that's why I kept bringing up Arsenal. I said, why am I bringing up Arsenal? I said, bro, it's obvious that's why you are saying this thing.
Let me call in and find out where he is.
Do you know what? I told Ini. Ini now said, see the person will say, why am I bringing Arsenal up? He said, as bad as Arsenal are, PSG cannot dominate. What I want to tell you, that Arsenal that you're talking about, look at that PSG midfield. Aside from Thomas Partey, which of your midfielders is as good on the ball as Vitinha or Brian Ruiz? We saw Brian Ruiz at the Euros now. Is other guy better than him on the ball?
Yeah.
I mean, Fabian Ruiz.
Yeah.
Is other guy better than him on the ball? We saw even João Neves.
Odegaard is the only one that I would say is on that level, but it's a different position. But Neves, Vitinha, you can't compare without the Rice, Merino, all these guys. That's hustlers.
That's one of the best midfield in Europe. One of the best now.
That's a
PSG.
That's
PSG playing like that.
That's
because look at Liverpool don't have a striker pretty much. Nunes doesn't play. They are playing Jota. Jota is not a pure striker. You are playing Diaz sometimes a striker. So you are playing Gravenberch in that position at 21, 22.
Even
aside from
Gravenberch,
like they've done a great job.
Even McAllister. McAllister, they do too much work where you're not supposed to do.
But he's a brilliant footballer.
He's a brilliant footballer.
I will
he's
not.
The one winning balls.
He's a brilliant football player.
He's now good on the ball.
He's a brilliant football player. I will not pick Vitinha over McAllister.
No. What I'm saying is, if you have your perfect midfield, if you have your perfect midfield,
that's a top midfield player.
McAllister and Vitinha can play together. Yes. Vitinha is more like a deep holding.
Every time we play Liverpool this season, in the last couple of months, McAllister has destroyed us, man. Destroyed us.
He's not the one that's had to be tackling and winning the ball and doing. So I remember at the start of the season, we said it here now that we don't think Liverpool will win because they've not addressed that midfield because they didn't get Cancelo and everything. So when the season started, and that's another thing where when in outside hammering, no, they are not so good. Actually, when the season started, they were doing so well that we're looking at it that Luis Diaz was on form. He was scoring almost every game. Salah was scoring almost every game. It was like they were on form. What's happening with this Liverpool? Yeah. This guy found a way to make them work. And then it's normal that even some of the best teams that will go on to win the league, second half of the season, sometimes they struggle. They will win games 1-0, 2-1, 1-0. So how do you now look at that and say, they are not, and he will say they are not so good. It's just that they have Salah that's playing his best season. I'm like, bro, what are you saying?
They're a very well drilled and well coached team.
No, they're very well coached team.
They're a well coached team.
And he's not going to factor in the fact that
the PSG
they lost strength at a very key time during that game.
The PSG games,
at a very key time.
First of all, I mean, my bias aside, I don't
in that
think.
Second half.
Of course, they could have, but
they should have scored. Safe.
I think
they should have scored now. Should have scored.
I think, but
he just wasn't going to go in.
He just wasn't going to go in.
Even PSV too, like Bakola in behind. That one that
was
went,
the first leg.
Second leg. Bakola went in behind. He should have scored 1-on-1. That one that Dembele ran through 1-on-1. Then his bad touch. It's football.
But that's the quote. That's Dembele is not that good with centre forward.
I mean, he scored.
Dembele is not a fantastic player. No, it's not like he's not a fantastic player.
No, he's in form now. He's in form.
He's just in form.
He scored more goals this season than the last 5 years.
That guy is the biggest disappointment I've ever seen. That Dembele.
No, but he's 20.
Okay, when he should have scored that.
But I don't care what old he is.
That's another thing. Dembele is not 27 yet, too, right?
I think he just touched.
I don't care how old he is.
That's another thing where we rock because now in prime Conte, this is prime.
Bro.
It looks like he has figured it out.
It looks like because he has been there.
I can guarantee you next season he will not score this amount. That's what Rashford did too.
Yeah,
he's a Rashford kind of player.
Brother, that's not allow you to.
No, he's a
bring Dembele and Rashford.
No. He's obviously more talented. What I'm saying is that. It's only because in application, that's what it is. It's only because they've now sort of like it's almost like you can't hide anymore, right?
Yeah, responsibility.
Yeah,
Or is it that he now has more responsibility and he has to perform like he's the guy?
No, his best friend was in the team. His best friend was in the team. He couldn't play well.
He wasn't like now he's the guy.
But you have to also cut him some slack in the sense that I don't think for a long time.
Bro, I don't.
Now he's the guy.
For a long time, he never had a long stretch where he's able to play consistently without being injured.
Either he was under Messi or under Mbappe. Now he's like, it's on him.
I've seen him for France, man. I don't think it's that good.
It's for him not to be the guy.
No, but I think now. But I think now.
Now he's the
guy.
Now
he's the guy, and now he's like I said. Now he scored more goals this season than last 5 years.
It's too early, Sha. Let's wait.
And also, he's not playing winger, so maybe he just has, like I said, he's less playing a free role in the middle. So he's doing a bit less defensive work. He's not having to track back, things like that. Like technically, he's brilliant.
What he's going to do Will not be better than having a proper striker playing that position.
Of course.
It's not going to be better. Oh, it's going to be better.
He can't give you more than what you get from a good striker in that position.
Yeah.
No, of course, no standard now.
No, he won't give you what is set up for what a proper
standard
set
now,
for.
standard.
But it depends. But someone like Osimhen now, if you are, let's say you are playing Liverpool and you have an Osimhen there, when you have a striker like that, sometimes it can even be easier.
In a hotel. Yeah.
It can even be easier sometimes. Like I feel like that what Dembele is doing is causing a bit more havoc. Like you see Bakola, Kara. No. It's about if sometimes when you don't have a pure number 9 like against a bad guy. Like if you have a but my point is that you don't even want to start dragging. They're not understanding me. Sometimes what PSG are doing in their style and their attack. Sometimes if you have if you have a traditional striker there, it can also limit how you play. Like if you have
you have an Isak, you'll be great.
Yeah, Isak is again he can float and he can go left, he can go right. So what they're trying to do, they don't want to have a number 9 that is there banging with defenders like that.
No, but Osimhen is not that kind of striker defender. He's not that kind of.
That final that they played Neymar in false nine. See, in the very big games, this thing they are doing.
I mean,
You will not work. That's why it did not work.
He will not work.
He will not work now.
Even that Liverpool first leg. Even that Liverpool first leg. You know that one of the reasons why they probably, they didn't score goals was because
Yes, now he will not work now. He will not work.
At least they see you coming.
The only team the only team that can do it is what Klopp did with Liverpool. With Firmino, that's the master of that role.
If anybody can do it, Enrique can do it.
That Enrique. Make it not going to believe him.
No, they'll knock him out in the next game.
He go shock that Aston Villa will go beat him. Enrique, I don't rate Enrique.
I don't
now,
rate him.
you don't get better players. Now, he's the best in Europe. Oh, yeah, now. Possession.
Enrique is a good coach.
No. I don't know about not being a good coach, but I don't think he's like on that level of the best.
Yeah,
of the best.
he's more arrogant than for his quality.
How is he arrogant? You guys
You
guys anybody that does not do haram football they don't like. Anybody that has possession. These guys don't. Anybody that's haram.
Aslan they do haram
These
football.
guys yes, he does this pretty much haram football. Yes, they don't like. You be Arufai, the hustler, defensive ball that they like.
No, you have got it wrong. What I don't like is this is the only way I know how to play ball.
I one video to this guy on Twitter. He said, "Don't mind Rufai."
They like the only hustler ball.
The coach I don't like is this is the only way I play. That's the coach I don't like. Even if na boss you dey pack, that's the only way you
I like
can
it at
play.
Emery. I like it at Emery a lot.
Yeah, but he's.
I think he's a better manager than Enrique. By far.
He's very.
By far a better manager than Enrique.
Record-wise, of course.
No, not even record-wise. Like you can't see.
Enrique, they played that Liverpool game. If you turn it around and things are not going well for him,
Enrique.
let's say Liverpool, they are just battering him. Enrique no go. Now so he go they play.
But you know that Enrique,
Now so he go they play. He doesn't change.
If he gets resources like Pep at City, dominate for a long time.
The City, he don't get resources for Barcelona. Don't be Messi in coach for Barcelona.
He's Messi. He's not
that place now.
He's Messi now. Oh God.
Following season, somebody came and did not win with Messi.
Wait.
Everybody that has gone there.
What did Tata not win? Tata not win Champions
They
League.
go into Tata.
But he won the league.
They talk about this. They talk about going. He said Tata Martino. No, you don't know Caterpillar. He said that Tata Martino. They don't go. He said Tata Martino.
like Mike.
You don't be that one. Tata Martino kill you there.
No, what I've said is.
See Tata Martino come on there. Where in there now?
What I've said is this. Anybody that coach Messi, like you, if you coach Messi for 5 years and you don't have 5 league titles, you are a terrible manager. I'm not saying you are a terrible manager. If you coach for 5 years, you have to have at least 3 or 4 titles. You understand?
Messi will say.
You don't take away from the fact that the manager too also had his
No,
What are you going to tell Messi? What are you going to tell Messi?
Take away what? What do you want?
What are you going to tell Messi, Iniesta, and Xavi? What are you going to tell them?
Max,
tell me.
Max,
Max,
no, I don't want you to do this.
I don't want you to do this. I want you to come inside. You must be crazy.
That video where UEFA dropped for Alvarez, do you think he doctored? I don't think the touch.
He's not doctored.
It's not doctor. He touched
I
ball.
don't think the touch was that
It
obvious.
was quite clear.
I don't think it was that obvious. Like the one that dropped there, like he pushed the ball and I hit it.
It touched the top of his
No,
foot now. It's very clear.
it was a
It's clear.
minimal
It's clear.
touch.
It's clear.
Initially, what I thought was that when he leg down there too close, so when he hits the ball touched this other leg before he go. But actually, this leg he touched the ball small before he hit the ball. A minimal touch. The touch wasn't enough to move the ball, but he just touched the ball small. It was very unfortunate.
Really pity them.
Honestly, I'm not gonna. A part of me, I wanted them to win, but at the same time, because they are facing Arsenal, I couldn't have. I can't
have them go and now lose to Arsenal.
They would have be worse for Arsenal because of how they play.
No, they say
you'll be around football, both.
Arsenal hit around ball.
I know, I'll be hearing this thing.
Both of them will go and play around football.
That's how I'm saying that they'd rather play Real Madrid than I'm telling you, it's a lie.
It's a lie, Joe.
No, of course it's a lie. Of course.
Madrid go beat.
If imagine Arsenal, I can't have Arsenal. My hate watch for Liverpool was successful. City are gone, so Arsenal are the only ones left. I can't have Arsenal beating Atletico Madrid and going to final or semi-final.
Hey, Mike, what's up, bro?
Senior man,
How far now?
unconsummate professional. Now you be do waiting.
We had a little mix-up.
Oh yeah, now sit down. Let's do this show. It's good that you came today because all those nonsense you be saying on the group.
Baba, you're a bastard.
You need to come and say it here. All this nonsense you be saying on the group.
You were shocking me.
You need to come and say it here.
Ready? Cool. Hello, everybody. Welcome along to our Hindsight Podcast Studios. I am Yubi Nso Nduonovid, alongside two divides on the table, two daddies, and of course, two men on the other side who are aspiring fathers. Starting off with TikTok favorite and everyone's favorite punter, Mr. Ideba Monday. Next up, LA fan, of course, and the man who's always in on popular demand, Mr. Emeka Nwani. It's good to have you here, Emeka, as well.
Thanks for having me.
Last but not the least, industry concierge and one of the most versatile A&Rs I know, Mr. Olakule Rufai. Gentlemen, it's good to have everyone on the show.
Hey.
Yep. I like the jacket though. This is the Tom Cruise jacket.
You start moving with some people.
You start leveling up.
You know that kind of thing.
Bless, I don't say this for Wiz. Bless, I don't say this for Wiz body before.
Now you do video, I collect that.
If you don't make money, tell us.
No, if I don't make money, you go no.
Looks good.
You go no.
Good.
If the money don't come, if you don't call me like this, I tell you say where you dey. I say I don't want penthouse for Banana Island. Don't worry. Just no say container don't land.
Yep.
You don't land. Anything where you want build me that time, build me.
No. I told somebody the day you see me drive a Hilux, know that you can build me any money. I always have I have this obsession. Like I feel like when I make it, I must have a truck in my house.
Yeah, let's say.
I must have a truck. Am I not doing Hilux?
All the time.
No, I don't have a truck in my house.
My wife says G-Wagon, not for me. He said, just give me a truck.
I need a truck. The day you see me drive a truck, right? Know that something heavy is in the account.
Hooch.
Yeah, hooch.
Something hooch.
Is in the account. No, I was going through. Shouts to every single one on the table because we had to walk around everyone's itinerary to make the show happen today. We normally record on Thursday mornings, but we had to do a Friday. So big ups to everyone for making it. But I was just going through some of the memes to share with you guys, and I saw someone said, "What's the difference between passed away and passed on?" Someone replied and said, "Passed on is used on those who leave an inheritance behind." Right? Passed away is for those who do nothing.
They gone and they left nothing. Nothing to. They gone. They have gone completely.
Is that my pastor? There's no.
Bro,
let's not.
I saw one guy. This one on IG. The guy sit down. All those filters where he sit down like say they think. He say Say Solomon money no reach me, but Adam sin reach me. Make we reach heaven first. Somebody reply for comment say, bro, I agree. Make we reach heaven first. Dead body go supply. Wait, don't be dead body like we here before.
But I tell you what, right? On the money matter, someone said, and this was very special. Someone said, no give up, cause money go too fit you, Ajay. When someone does that, money go fit you. Like
no, that one I know. I know. Money go fit me.
Proud man. I get the sense that we're gonna have a really good show today. As far as
God is fired up.
Lot of conversations that I believe we have. IBK no go try make us laugh when we try this series. Shout out to IBK, man. Who's doing good work today. But without wasting much time, let's get into it. I wanted to speak to you guys about what we saw in the Champions League, and this is pretty much the amorphous part of the show. I wanted to just ask you, what the biggest takeaways. I was watching the games and I just, I made a note and said, one of the most important things in football is momentum. And that wasn't more evident than what we saw in the last, couple of days. Momentum is such an important part in football. You can have Ronaldinho, Zidane, Kaká, and you're on this side, but once the momentum switches, it's almost like you're going downhill. That kind of thing. And I think I saw that with the Atletico Madrid Real Madrid game. That was quite evidence, and I think the PSG game as well. But let's start with that PSG Liverpool game, and we've been having a conversation, off the air, which would make some parts of the show as well. Emeka, you think PSG are the best team in the world at the moment?
No, I don't think they're the best team in the world, but they're playing the best football.
Right
now.
Right.
So definitely. So from the end of they had a tricky start to the Champions League group phase.
Yeah.
But since 2025, like even Dembele has got 21 goals in 2025. So
Wow.
they've been playing really good football. And talking about momentum, I think when not talking about momentum, I think that is what you're seeing with PSG. And for me, what really stands out with them, like we mentioned before the show, is that midfield. And again, it does shows that for me, sometimes it's like there's value in the markets, right? You see the likes of Vitinha, João Neves, even Fabian Ruiz, like. Neves was 50 million. You say that's a lot, but when you see the amount of money people are going for, Caicedo is going for 115 million. Quality player, but again, there are bargains in the market. And for me, momentum. They're controlling games, but they're creating chances. And it's not just a very slow, boring kind of possession which I know UB and Raphinha hate. You guys just hate anything fluid. But
disclaimer.
They hate anything that is not. Like we can adjust, we can adapt, let's hustle. But honestly, I really, really respect what Enrique is doing with that team. And for me, they were the better team over two legs. Yeah. Like Liverpool are a very good team. Slot in his first season has done an amazing job. He's made a team that nobody expected to do as well as they're doing. He's really, really set them up well. They're not as nice to watch as a club team, but they've also obviously got results and done what Klopp did only once in 7 years in his first year. So shout out to Slot. But I think momentum-wise, PSG for me, they are playing amazing football. Barcola, Dembele, Kvaratskhelia. Like it's just a very, very fluid system. Not just a slow possession football, but they're creating a lot of chances as well and being direct when they need to be. So I'm really, really.
Can I quickly ask a question? So with what you said now, you separated. It's not just slow possession without end products. They're actually creating chances.
Yes,
so can we say that the reason they were the better team over two legs was because they created more? They had more big chances to score goals. Is the reason why they were the better team.
Yeah, so there's so I'm not one of those fans that falls for that trap that if a team controls the game and doesn't create, like sometimes what Arsenal do, like score sets. Sometimes Arsenal play like a team that he called them like a mid-table Spanish side where they're so like in the first two phases they're controlling the ball, but there's no end product. So I don't buy that. Like when they played against United, like second half especially. I thought we were the better team in terms of we sat back, we were in control. We were in control of the game off the ball. So I'm the kind of fan that can see both sides. But I think with PSG, they controlled the game, but they also dominated in chances, especially in the first leg. I felt like there was an end product to it in terms of chances. Of course, they didn't have the personnel maybe to be the most clinical because Dembele, Barcola, they can be a bit inconsistent sometimes in their finishing. But for me, what I really enjoyed was that they controlled the game, but there was bite.
I like the word you used. I was looking for it, and you said it in the end, dominance and control, and it's something we talked about on the show. Quite.
Which you hate
significantly. There's a difference between dominating a game and controlling the game, right? And I was just going to speak about PSG, and I think the first thing that has to be said, and I see a lot of people with rave reviews about them. First thing that has to be said is they haven't achieved anything yet, right? However, what I can say for sure is that there's a real, the club have gone from a marketing or a poster football club. They are trying to become a real football team. Like the football club is emerging in that sense. And I saw a quote from Enrique. I think it was last week. He said, "Look, we've become a better team without Mbappe in attack and defense." Right? And when a coach says that kind of thing, you've got to take a couple steps back and try to see where he's coming from. And I think that it's hard to say you're a better attacking team without one of the best attacking players in the world. But when you consider that football is a team sport, and the merit of team sport means that the game cannot constantly be predicated on one player's abilities.
Exactly.
That tells me that gives credence to what he's saying.
Exactly.
So when I watch them now, and I just sense that there is a bit more. You're gonna be in the team because because you're a good football player and you're going to work hard for the team. You're not going to be there on reputation. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, and for me, maybe that's one of the biggest. I'm not the biggest fan of Enrique, but I think that if there's anything he will not compromise on is, you know, people sauntering around the place.
No, absolutely.
And feeling like they're larger than life. In fact, I think his management style is predicated on everybody being equal.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And him almost being like, you know what, you do what I say, or you go away.
That video of him where he was talking to Kylian Mbappe, very more or less clearly, you know, stated how he wants the team to operate. Because he was telling Mbappe that, look, I know you're the best player in the world, you know, you can score goals, you know, and all that, but you also have to be a leader for the team. And there was something that he said that as a leader of the team, you can go and say, tell your defenders, you know what, you guys stay here. We're going to do the defending from front. And, you know, carry these guys, the one playing on the right wing, the one playing on the left wing, and you go and press, and you go and defend from the front. So essentially, it's for him, it's about, you're not here because we would have to work and then give you the ball and then go and score. You know, everybody has to work as a unit. And what was clear for me in the Liverpool game, I wasn't, like I said before the show started, I wasn't surprised that it dominated Liverpool possession-wise at first. I wasn't surprised with that because, number one, knowing Enrique, that's a big deal for him. And then how they press as well to try and retrieve the ball as quickly as when they lose it. Then the fact that you look at the quality of players that he has in the team. A very big part of why they dominated possession was because of his midfield. There are very few people, in my opinion, that are better on the ball, possessing the ball, than those three working together as a unit in Europe currently. There are very, very few that are better. Those three working together, Vitinha, very good holding midfielder. João Neves is a hard worker, but also very good on the ball.
On the ball too.
You know, and then Fabian Ruiz.
That's the best.
At the Euros, dominated some of the best players at the Euros. So
I think at the Euros, sometimes people get blown away by the
tech.
No, by a player's PR. I thought Rodrigo got a lot of PR during the Euros, but I thought a lot of it should have gone to Ruiz as well. I don't think Ruiz got enough credit for
Rodri deservedly for his PR. But
the
some
football,
of that PR should have gone to Ruiz as well.
Yeah,
so I totally agree. I totally agree.
Unbelievable.
So I think that's where you give credit to Luis Enrique in the sense that they have moved from, we have star players here. Back in the day, we used to talk about them as if they are just a team of Galacticos, and then they put them on the field and say, you go and figure it out. Now, they look like a team. They look like, we want to play. And they've been one of the best teams in Europe.
Right,
you know?
right. I want to speak about Liverpool and, what we've witnessed this season from Arne Slot. And, if you go back to the start of the season when we spoke about, what to expect from various teams and, we touched Arsenal, Liverpool, United, Chelsea, the initial assertion from everybody or most people would have been that, I don't think they would be there challenging for the title. Now, when you make that assertion, what that means invariably is that when they eventually go on and do it, you've got to say, why have they done it? That's down to the factor that you did not consider, which is the manager's, brilliance and understanding of how to do things. What do you think made them lose the obviously it's penalties, so in the end, you can make all this great analysis, but ultimately they can tell you we left on penalties. But if you are from a Mecca school of thoughts and, Rufai sort of agrees as well that over two legs, PSG were maybe the better team, I don't necessarily agree. But you can watch the game and, the eye test tells you that, in key elements of the game, in midfield and things like that, PSG were probably just a level ahead.
What I would say is that I was really surprised the way they defended. I see them. I know they are a very good attacking team. They play fluid stuff, but defensively, I didn't see them as one of those teams who can shut teams out. I thought that they, over two legs, they defended really well. Liverpool scored a goal, in the last minute in the first leg from a momentary lack of concentration. But over two legs, I thought they defended really well. Liverpool didn't create, walk their way through their team and, create chances. They defended so well.
You mean Liverpool now?
No, I mean
PSG, right.
They defended so well. And it goes down to what Rufai said about those three in midfield. Every time they lost possession, the aggression in which they played with in terms of trying to retrieve the ball was incredible. And big shout out. I always thought it was rash, but Nuno Mendes, the left back.
I see why United wanted to buy him. You know, it was one of those games where a club is after a player for a while, and there's a big stage. I'm like, I'm gonna watch him.
Unbelievable. Like I always,
it's an incredible.
every time I
man.
see him, I always feel like he's got a mistake in him. Because of how he reminds me of this guy at Milan, this French guy at Milan. What's his name? Theo Hernandez.
Yeah.
Theo Hernandez is
the winger.
Who'd you pick between?
I think Nuno Mendes is the
Of course,
better
Nuno
defender.
Mendes.
Nuno Mendes is the better defender, and Theo Hernandez does not know how to defend. Theo
Hernandez
Hernandez, if he has a chance, he will tell his team he wants to play from that center. Like when I start man, make I go do that.
I think Theo falls into the Marcus Alonso.
Sort of.
He's a pure wing back winger.
He can run with the ball. But what Mendes did was, he didn't give Salah a sniff, and Salah is very unpredictable. Salah is not like your typical winger like Ian Robben or Saka, who they would twist and turn. He doesn't have time for all those things.
Especially now.
Especially now.
I just remember that Salah's clips, Salah's highlights in the game. Salah's highlights in the game.
Yeah.
Whoever did that thing, make it time for make
that guy is even Salah died.
No, but I think he makes a great point about the defending, because again, when you think of PSG, they were always like a bit of a soft touch. I think people actually forget Liverpool were clear favourites, especially going into second leg.
Yeah.
Because Liverpool actually won that first leg, like you guys said.
Yeah.
So who would have imagined that
they actually won.
PSG would actually PSG would actually then go to Anfield, win, keep a clean sheet.
Yeah.
And of course, you always get that pressure at Anfield, especially at moments. But they survived it, and I think credit to, like, say, even like Pacho in
I thought it was brilliant.
left foot are strong, quick. Like they've actually got quite a physically robust team.
The kid that do it. What's his name?
Desiree Doué. That's the best.
Saw him at the Olympics.
Desiree Doué. That's a very quality player.
Brilliant.
That's a very quality player.
Saw him at the Olympics.
That thing they do in France is not fair. The amount of players that France have.
France. That's why one day when we were talking, I said Ligon is filled with quality players.
We were linked with him last summer.
Let's let him stay. These are nice things for the podcast.
You be down there. See,
all this boy is a free ball.
He's traumatized. He says 19 generational talent. The only player where you are.
The only player that wants right now, right, is Harry Kane. Harry Kane, Van Persie.
We know what that one will give you.
Van Dijk. That's what I want to say.
I'm telling you.
I don't want to say anything.
Virgil.
Maybe I don't give Van Dijk new contract now. Say he wants to leave in the season. Please
get him into that club.
But I think it was Scholes that said it. Like, a player is good that whenever he's on the ball, it looks like he has time. Even at Anfield with all the pressure, everything. There was one time at the edge of the box, he just when he had like a left foot shot. Like he always looks like he has time on the ball. Yeah, like that is just like some people that's just pure quality.
But that's what I see with that's what I see with Bruno. We'll talk about Bruno in just a bit.
Pure quality.
I want us to talk about Madrid and Atletico Madrid, because I really want to give a lot of props to Simeone, and the reason obviously Real Madrid, there's nothing much to say about Real Madrid. And someone made a meme and said, that he's figured out the Champions League. Play all you can lose to Real Madrid. That's the formula for Champions League. But I think that when you watch some rebuild jobs across the years, some rebuild jobs are quite, significant. But I think the job Simeone has done at Atletico Madrid is outstanding. I think people have slept on it a little bit. It's similar to what's happening at PSG, but he's literally he's re-engineered the DNA of what Simeone's teams for, right? You know them for hard tackle, tough, hard as nails, things like that. But I think they've added a little bit of football to their side, to their game.
Yeah.
I can't say that Real Madrid have played Atletico Madrid. If anything,
over
it was
2 legs.
Over 2 legs.
Over 2 legs. No, I think again it's just one of those. I think it's an inferiority complex at this point. So 3 times now they've gone out to Madrid in Champions League after extra time. So that La Decima was Gareth Bale, that one.
Yeah.
Then the penalties in Milan, and then this one penalties again. At some point, I feel it's just like it's an inferiority complex, because they did everything that they could to win. Like I think I would say there was no dominant team, but like I think they edged it.
In my opinion, I think possibly there was a little bit lack of quality, in the sense that Madrid went in there with Kylian Mbappe, Rodrigo, Vinicius. These guys going forward, Julian Alvarez, right? Gallagher trying to go forward. what's his name? Rodrigo De Paul.
Yeah.
I felt like there was a little bit lack of quality
in the
with
final
them
third.
in the
Just
final
just
third.
a sprinkle of stardust, you know.
Just a little, because if you took with Julian Alvarez, for example, if you added someone like Rodrigo to that, they probably beat Madrid. With how that game went, that same game, so a little bit, you could see that Julian Alvarez was a guy, in the course of 90 minutes, I was trying to get,
get him on the ball and try to
get him on the ball, let him shoot. It was the one real threat they had going forward, and I felt maybe that was the only part. And even it took an unfortunate penalty kick for them to be knocked out. Still,
and it's just because of how he wants to play. That's always been his team. His team has not always been, gung ho. We're going to play on the front foot. So he wants that stability, wants that safety net in that middle. That's why you have people like Gallagher who are, they will run themselves to a standstill. You have in the Rodrigo De Paul.
Rodrigo De Paul played really well.
One of the most underrated midfield players in the world.
Exactly. So when you say PSG have I think comparable midfield, I think that Rodrigo De Paul, for example, gets into PSG's midfield.
Of course, he's one of the most
for who?
I think gets in for Neves.
I think he gets in for Neves.
Gets in for Neves. I don't think so. Easy.
I think Rodrigo De Paul is
no chance
in midfield.
Let's get it right first. Get it right first.
Okay.
Where do you think Rodrigo De Paul plays for Atletico Madrid? What do you think he does for them in midfield?
His central is box to box.
Sometimes he plays. They play this. They are around 4-4-2.
Sometimes on the right side.
He play like as a.
You understand?
Then that comes.
João Neves plays in the middle of Vitinha. Vitinha is the one in the middle of João Neves and Fabian Ruiz. But João Neves is the what's the name for it?
I don't think there's anything Neves could give you.
Yeah, maybe better footballer in terms of
But I mean, De Paul has the experience. He has he was in World Cup squad.
Truly, João Neves is a young guy.
De Paul is an experienced football player,
and you have to pick a player between both of them.
I mean, you'll be looking at the balance of your midfield.
It's not an argument. You pick De Paul easy.
Who would give you more steel in midfield? Who would give you?
De Paul.
Who would give you more steel in that midfield?
Now say De Paul, they bigger than Neves.
Look,
Neves is a hard tackler.
So when you play with
Neves is a hard tackler.
When you play with Fabian Ruiz and Vitinha, right? The truth about the matter is that every time you win the ball would be an outstanding one because most times they have the ball. So the few times you win the ball or you show some bit of quality, it will be quite obvious because a lot of times you're not doing anything. Not because you're not, I don't want to say that, but there's a cushion because of the quality. It's like when you play with Rodri, for example, you're next to Rodri. You know that your mistakes will not be as costly.
Yeah.
But
right.
It's the reason they win the ball, though. He's part of the reason why they do win
no,
the ball.
No, of course.
Very
I'll give you a perfect example, right? Kroos, Casemiro, Modric, right? Now, in that midfield, when you play with Kroos and Modric, Casemiro, every time he wins the ball, you're like, oh, cool, that's the one time they lost it, so that's why you win it. So you can see that's why he's winning it. That's why it's obvious that he's winning it. But the point is that with players like Kroos and Modric, and in this case, I'm trying to, juxtapose with Ruiz and Vitinha, they control the game so much, and they are so good in those spaces and half spaces that every time you do something that is significant, just marginally okay, it is obvious because.
But can't you say for De Paul, like he plays in a system too that is very much, very, very structured, and also plays to his strengths in the sense where yes, he can do everything he can do, and sometimes he's not even playing in the heart of the midfield. So like I said, sometimes he's actually playing.
But against Madrid, playing in the heart of midfield.
Sorry.
Against Madrid, playing in the heart of midfield.
No, but I'm saying no. In a lot of times, what it does in Atletico Madrid when they play a 4-4-2, you have two central midfielders and they play two wide players that are not wide players. So they play four central midfielders.
It was something with Koke back in the day.
Exactly. With Koke
at the second leg, it was something like that. Now, it was Gallagher on this side. It was Rodrigo De Paul on this side. In the middle was Griezmann and one other person.
So if I look at the team strengths, I feel also I can say the same thing that De Paul's strengths are really, really suited to Atletico and the way they play. So I don't know if De Paul goes to like a solely like possession and dominant side, I don't know how effective or how great he will look in that kind of team.
I just have one to say, play against Real Madrid, and I don't think there was a better midfield player in that game than De Paul.
He had a great
and that says a lot because you're playing against, they swat. I mean, they play Modric first, then they play Camavinga, then they play Tchouaméni. By the way, Tchouaméni has not passed the test once more. I just hope you guys are, getting
something is there.
How much longer do we need to give Tchouaméni? Because
no, really.
No, I don't think he's got it. I think he's a good player, but he's not he's not the hype. People say about.
I agree with that.
What do you find? You want him to score screamers?
No, like he doesn't really. I don't see him impact.
I don't see the obvious quality.
So what's the criticism? What's the criticism of the guy?
Okay, what are his main strengths? Because at first we thought he was a defensive midfielder that he's like, okay, maybe replacing Casemiro. Obviously, he's not that. He's not great on the ball.
He's not a register.
I know he can have those his long shots from time to time. He doesn't really do that.
He's
not a passer. He's not.
No. He's a central
midfielder for Madrid. So there's a basic level of passing you can do, but he's not spraying the ball. Or he's not controlling tempo.
Yeah, but why are in the midfield? Why are in the midfield with Luka Modric and sometimes they even play my centre back.
And so the question then is like, so what are you then? So what is he really doing? What does he?
So that's why
who's better, Tchouaméni or Caicedo?
Or Camavinga?
No, Camavinga is clear.
That's my point. So like you see what Camavinga is, you can see what Camavinga is doing.
Or Caicedo.
Which kind? What kind of question that one?
Camavinga is clearly better.
Why you they compare now? I'm asking what is the reason of the guy.
For Pauls. They say your wife wants a car, your mother wants a car.
He's not a bad player, but
don't ask me stupid questions.
He's not a bad player, but he hasn't shown enough for me.
But that could also be because you're playing at Real Madrid.
You're going out. Your wife and your mother in the house.
If he goes to a team where he has more responsibility, if he goes to a team, then he might show more. But like I think for Madrid don't sign players for that expensive a lot of times, like midfielders. Signing for like 70, 80 million or something like that, something crazy like that.
Yeah.
And he's not really
He's doing the job.
Really
I see where you guys are going. Right.
Thomas Lemar.
To Atletico.
That Thomas Lemar, that's not wanted to sign like. That's not wanted to sign like. They say, Thomas.
Now everybody when they lose.
No, that time they say Thomas Lemar. I still want to sign. I said, what is he going to come and do?
See,
does he score goals?
For me now, once they say, this player is very good, I say, don't buy him. Let him go somewhere else.
We'll go see our friends.
So this one at Chelsea collected Quenda from us. I congratulate them. Because maybe God is saving us. Maybe. I like the kid a lot.
Maybe but he's 17, so he should be at Sporting.
I like the kid a lot, but
when is Kendrick Piers joining the team?
He's joining this summer.
Looking forward to him.
Just briefly on that, I don't know why. Again, Chelsea are. I don't know if it's a business name because they are stuck by any players.
Is a model.
He play right wing back for Sporting. Sometimes plays right winger. So obviously Chelsea don't play right wing back. He's not going to play right back. So he's going to play right wing.
Yeah.
You have Esteval. You have Kendrick Piers. Now you have Quenda. You have you have to sell Noni. You have Sancho.
Yes. No, they're clearly stockpiling stuff.
I don't understand.
It's a business model.
Yes, so at the end of the day, the very best of them will stay in the team. The other ones will
which is why I said
we'll look for their level.
44 first team players. When they go say so, I'm playing with only 22.
I saw a crazy stat about like
they ask him a question, he can't vex.
In terms of transfers, like Liverpool, they said maybe something like in the last 5 years or 7 years, like they've signed maybe like 17 players or 15 players.
Yeah.
Like Liverpool only sign. If Liverpool sign you, you're coming in, and more often than not, you're succeeding because
the hit rate is amazing.
The recruitment is so detailed.
So you see, for example, now you see this thing that Chelsea are doing buying this. You see this thing that Chelsea are doing buying these players, right? So with the big teams, because Chelsea are one of the you'll be in the news when you buy these players. Teams like Brighton and co actually sign players like this too, but they don't make the news like this.
Exactly.
When I saw the list in the space of how many years Brighton had signed like 7
model should be different to Chelsea.
Brighton have a lot of players on loan.
Because Brighton are spending $1 billion on those kind of players. So they're doing it to make money and like to survive.
Yeah.
But for you guys, like I feel like if you're spending $1 billion, like I feel there shouldn't be as many gaps as there are.
How much is Quenda coming for?
Was it Ornstein said like 50 million euros.
17.
Yeah, it's a big one.
It's a big one, so that means he has to play.
Now we create the market.
You understand? Anyway. I think we touched on. Is there anything you wanted to?
I think
from Champions League, wanted to touch base on.
I'm going to give myself credit here on this show. I said it when we're talking about best left wingers. I said Raphinha. You guys are telling me Raphinha.
No.
Raphinha. When we talk about Lookman, I mentioned Raphinha.
I remember that.
Raphinha right now is the best left winger in the world.
No, at the time we're talking about, he wasn't better than Lookman now.
No, but he was putting up numbers. But
he was.
But the hype just hasn't started at that point.
So this is my take on Raphinha. I think that when players, prove themselves, come back from the dead, basically, you have to give. There's a baseline credit you have to give them, and that's for me. That's the biggest thing. I think the players has fought for his career. However, I think that when you
So everything we've been talking before.
no. When you that's giving credit to Raphinha. But when you put him beside another top player,
Like who?
we're talking about Lookman, right?
Okay.
So we mentioned, left wingers, Lookman, Vinny Jr. And honestly, at the time, Lookman and Vinny Jr. are
No, we said
Prob-
after Vinny because we already said Vinny.
we said Vinny.
there, so
Vinny was
yeah.
head and shoulders above.
Yeah.
I still don't think he's better than Lookman.
You don't think Raphinha
Yeah.
is better than
Yeah,
No, I don't.
I see the games he's playing. He's doing amazing, but I don't think he's playing at Barcelona.
Yeah, that's
Understand?
what the
Now the point is that because he plays at Barcelona, there is a level of quality around him that allows him to
I'm not sure about that argument.
to share responsibility. You understand?
I'm not sure about
I think that it's hard to carry a team the way Lookman is carrying a team. And even when you look at the technique, I don't think he's technically better than Lookman.
No, he's not.
I
See,
think
you know,
it's the opposite.
whether-
No, I think
I-
if you put certain players in Barcelona,
Yeah, you can make
then-
an argument
then,
for
like,
that. They
you
can get
struggle.
drowned
Yeah,
out.
no,
because
fair,
they
fair,
beat-
fair,
Threshold
they
there
beat
is
him.
different.
Fair,
So
fair.
Raphinha saved them so many
So
times.
me, I'm not going to go there.
Fair,
in
but
terms of
in terms of
playing in
technique, I don't think
Barcelona
it's better.
or not. As a player, he's not better than Lookman.
I think
credit I will
technically
give
he's
him.
No chance.
Nah, no, he's not.
No chance.
Where Raphinha strikes the ball is different.
No
Yeah.
chance.
no.
No. Ball striking is one of
Ball
Lookman's best
striking.
qualities.
Ball
But that's ball striking is one of Raphinha's best
No,
qualities.
I tell you
agree.
what. I think that Lookman probably strikes the ball better than Vinny.
No, of
No,
course,
I know
of course, he
Raphinha strikes the ball better than Vinny.
Lookman strikes the ball better than Vinny.
So what I'm saying is that you can't come at Lookman with ball striking because he's probably one of the best ball strikers in the world.
I
In that
agree.
position.
Raphinha,
In his
but
position.
in that
it's not
position.
about- it's not about ball striking for me. I think
I'm
Raphinha-
talking about
the credit-
technicality of a player, not
Yes,
just
Raphinha
ball
is a
striking.
credit-
He's not
technical-
better than
the
Lookman.
credit-
I don't think
very,
so.
very
No,
technical.
the credit
I will give.
The same Lookman
I don't think he played in the half
I
space.
The same
like
Lookman
Lookman
was
can.
for AFCON.
Make I no
Well,
forget
he
this
does.
is where I want to.
No,
Make
he
I
And he's
no-
more of a win. I mean, because
Gentlemen,
you say
make I no
Lookman
forget
is
this.
Lookman is going because Lookman is right-footed player going on the left. So when you say half space, I guess he goes to the middle a bit more. But Raphinha is a left-footed player playing on the left.
Yeah.
But look, first of all, I think look at the numbers: Champions League, free kick, and how much he's also saved the team. I'm not saying Lookman is a bad player. Lookman is probably top five in the world right now. Like how he's playing. African player of the year for a reason. He's a quality player, and I think he should go. Like I think. For me, if it goes to like an Arsenal, like I feel he would start for an Arsenal now.
He should not go.
Yeah, of course.
should not
But
go
like,
Oh, God, bring him.
Because he will not win
I just
anything.
feel like I just
He
feel
will win,
maybe if you
don't
want to
worry.
say
Where is the record to
they're
show?
both having
He
their
will
best their
Yeah.
best players in their careers right
Yeah.
now. So it's a toss up. I'm not trying to denigrate.
Oh yeah, but yeah, credit to you.
But like I do think like Raphinha right now, there's a reason why that he's maybe the Brazilian tax share, but like they're starting to call for him to maybe be Ballon d'Or kind of thing.
No.
They're starting. I'm saying that. Say
No,
he should
they're
be,
starting to
but
They should stop it
they're
there.
starting to start
If he
talking
wins
about
the league,
because
wins
if
the
he wins
league,
if he wins the
wins
league,
the
and
Champions
League,
League,
stops
all
crying.
this stuff
hear
where
that.
they talk,
And
he's
he's
not
I
going
hear
to talk
that,
again. No.
bro. Relax.
He stops
If he
crying.
wins
So
the league,
I was going to say that the
It's not
biggest
for a
credit I will
champion,
give to Raphinha is he's predominantly a player who likes to play on the right hand side of the pitch. And that's where he's played all his life.
Yep.
He's played there at Rennes, he's come to Leeds, that's where he's played.
Yeah.
To play where he's playing and do what he's doing, take different class ability.
I hear you.
Now, to move a player from his position and put him in a different position that is not accustomed
Application.
to.
Senior man,
he has to do what
senior
he's
man, I
doing.
hear you, but you also have to understand that
application.
Lookman.
No, unbelievable.
You also have to understand that.
It's a brilliant point.
You also have
It's
to understand that
unbelievable.
Lookman has played as a second striker as well as playing as a left winger, right? The whole point.
But we can't change
Remember
the rules
when we
now.
had the conversation.
Raphinha is
Wait.
scoring multiple goals in El Clasico.
Wait now.
He's scoring winning goals in
Wait
Champions
now.
League. So you
Wait
can't now say
now.
that because Lookman
Wait
is carrying
now.
Atalanta.
Wait
It's like,
now.
he's-
Here's where
Raphinha
I'm
is doing it
going.
at a higher level.
Here's where I'm
That's
going.
just the reality.
Here's where I'm going. You see, you will play.
He's got hat-trick in the final.
You will play at the tournament. You will play at the tournament. You will play at the tournament that is available that your team is
Fair.
currently playing.
Yes,
at.
but we don't. But
That's why you
but
play.
that's not how we judge.
Now,
that's not how we judge.
Rafi, see,
That's not how we judge.
understand something. Raphinha playing
That's
for
not how we
Barcelona and is a top scorer in the Champions League right now. Like I said, the first thing I said was at
Top
the
scorer.
time. That's what
Yeah,
he
top
does
scorer
when
in
he
Champions League.
scores.
Yeah, it's top scorer in
Wow.
Champions League.
Like I said, the first thing I said when he started doing was that at the time we were talking about it, I didn't think it was better than Lookman at that time. Now, if you're a top scorer in the Champions League, I mean, it's the Champions League. We can say, because you're doing at that level, right? But there is no way I look at Raphinha. And remember, I was the one that was saying here that I think Raphinha has been one of the best Barcelona players this season, right? Because I think he's their goal hunter, chief,
Yeah.
number one. but I don't think he's a better footballer than Lookman. I'll give him that he's doing it at a higher level now. I don't think he's a better footballer than Lookman.
No, I don't think so too. I don't.
The points.
But I think he's more decisive than Lookman.
Emeka makes is very salient, right?
Tech
to carry the responsibility of Barcelona is not easy work. Right, and I agree with that.
But Raphinha is not even carrying the sole responsibility, though.
He's not their best player this season.
No, he can be their best player this season, but he's not carrying the sole resposibility. There was a time we were all raving about Yamal. Yamal might have dropped. There was a time there's Pedri in midfield.
We're doing so for a long time.
There's Pedri in midfield. There is Frankie De Jong in midfield. Lewandowski can be an old man, but he turns up sometimes.
You can't change how we judge because we've never done that. Because a player, we've never done that because a player is carrying. We've never said that because a player is carrying a smaller team.
No, I'm not changing anything.
Because what we do is how we judge.
I'm not changing anything.
So,
Emeka, I'm only saying that he's not carrying Barcelona on his own. There's no way you can tell me that he's carrying.
But I think we can say that he's been
their best player.
He's been their most decisive player.
I've said it before.
He's been their most decisive player, and that is true, right? But then again, this is a personal opinion. I just don't think that he's better than Lookman.
I don't think
it's better than Lookman.
Whether it's numbers, level, again.
Okay, Emeka, let me ask you a straight question. You're picking a team today. I'm definitely
taking Raphinha.
Fantastic. Moving on. Moving on.
But I don't think there's a big gap. But again, when I see a player doing it at a higher level, again for a bigger team, I'd rather put that kind of player in my team than someone that's like a Lookman. That again, like he's someone that is doing extremely well in Serie A and
but
like, would I want Lookman to come to Man United and be the guy? I don't know.
Lookman finished Juventus for home.
Would you take Raphinha
for their house?
Game where I play both teams to score.
In those United in those number 10 positions, maybe not.
I'll take Lookman in a heartbeat.
So.
Is he
again?
Trust?
Let's
is it Trossard and Martinelli?
Is Lookman better than the wingers we have?
I will bundle
United.
Apart from Bruno Fernandez, Lookman will be probably our second best attacker.
So let's
bundle both of them and give Atalanta and collect Lookman.
Who's that?
Trossard and Martinelli.
I honestly think Lookman and Arsenal for the culture. I think
you should not go there.
Like a Nigerian,
that
boy is your brother. You should not go there. You will not win anything.
Let me whisper something I've heard from the grapevine. I almost said graveyard.
I reject it.
I will leave and declare the works of the Lord.
Amen, my brother. I shout amen for you.
In the land of Jesus. From the grapevine.
What did you know?
Victor Osimhen might be heading to the Emirates. Don't shout.
That concern now. My own is that Lookman should not go there.
So if we bring
Victor Osimhen don't win league.
Bring Lookman and join with that force.
Victor Osimhen don't win league.
We'll chase an slot
Lookman should not go there.
Now this basic thing. Now you go graveyard.
Where everybody knows. What that be one side says. My own is that Lookman should not go there.
Why? Where do you want him to go to?
No, see.
Because obviously,
I want it to be Arsenal on a normal just to come and play football would have been a good destination for Lookman. But he will not win anything.
So where do you want him to go?
If I stop this nonsense, when you...
Okay.
You will not win anything.
Before we get into that, because
the problem is that the issue is that they will never sign both of them. They will sign one of them.
Believe you me, it is here. You understand? We'll talk about Arsenal. Arsenal to Chelsea this weekend. So, there is a.
You will not win anything. Chelsea will win that league before you.
There is a direct face-off, right?
I'll beat them, and I'll beat them well.
In this past week, I want us to.
And they always beat you well. Now 5-0, 3-1. I go beat you again. No worry.
You know the shape. League, you don't win.
Right.
I go beat my junior brothers.
Gentlemen.
Just see that your junior brother.
Gentlemen. I want us to touch base with a player that
we watch out together.
We'll
this man, you talk too much.
This man, you talk too much. Right. I want us to talk about Bruno Fernandez, right? And I saw his stats that since August 2020, he's had more goal contributions, 97 actually, than any other midfielder across European football. In the top 5 leagues. And last week when Arteta used the word clever, he said football is for clever people. That if Bruno has seen the space between the wall and he's outfoxed everybody, that means he's more clever than we are, right? Basically, that is a signposting of the guy's thought process. But engaging Bruno and the ability the guy has, I was thinking of players in the past that might have been hard to categorize. And when you speak about Bruno Fernandez, people are almost scared to say he is this good. He is standout in his generation. People almost don't want to touch him. I get the sense that happened with Luis Suarez as well. When Suarez,
he's not very likable.
He's not very likable. He's like every opposition fan base doesn't like him. So it's like Suarez, Herrera for United. He's that kind of player that only his fan base likes him because they are irritants almost, right? And in just thinking about it, I had to think about the moments that Bruno has had that has warranted for us to have a bona fide conversation about him, right? So, where is this guy? People talk about Kevin De Bruyne as, and rightly so, he's the best of that generation in terms of like creative forces. But I think Bruno is one of one.
I think so. Apart from the fact that it's not likable, I think for a lot of fans, it's also the fact that of where United have been over the last few years. So it's almost like, how can we say this guy is world class, but his team is finishing 8th?
Yeah.
So like, I feel people struggle to connect those two.
Yeah.
But for me, like, he's clearly a world class footballer, and I remember on this show,
David Ginola
on Newcastle.
Tottenham.
Oh, when he was at Tottenham, on Tottenham.
Yeah.
On this show, we've also had this debate before, and I'm sure maybe we'll go into it. Odegaard and Bruno. I remember saying this, and again, Odegaard.
We should never have.
Odegaard is playing in a team that's obviously a more structured team, this and that. But for me, if you watch Bruno, it's Odegaard obviously on the ball, like very, very aesthetically pleasing to watch, this and that. But when you talk about it, and Bruno is also fantastic on the ball, by the way. But when you talk about a decisive player, a leader, the energy, big moments, like Bruno is a world-class footballer. And I want us as fans, like there's obviously United are not a liked team by obviously opposition. Bruno is not the most liked player. And again, like I said, understandably so, it's hard to register that, okay, a world-class player is playing on a team that is 14th. And I can understand that. Like, if you are so good, why are they? And which is what Deborah King can't understand.
Yeah.
But if you actually watch this guy with your eyes and you are a football fan and you can see the kind of team and the kind of all different managers, all the different styles, Bruno plays every minute, every game, different positions, right wing, central midfield, attacking midfield. He has played false nine,
everything.
But every single season, double figures goals, double figures assists, most chances created, highest running stats. Like this man is a world class.
Let me tell you.
For any footballer with any player with his numbers, right? And I've reeled out the numbers. Best goal contributions since 2020, more than anybody in top 5 leagues. For anybody else that had that stat read after their name, it would not be a question. It would be that's the workers. That's the generational talent,
of course.
Right? But I sense that with Bruno, it's people are reluctant to say this guy is one of the best Premier League players.
So it's a bit for me, it's a bit of everything, right? It's a bit of everything. Number one, like you said, United are not a very liked club, even in the media. The ex players don't do the club any good. I agree with Roy Keane on a lot of things, but when you're an ex footballer that played at that level, a captain as well, and then you come and you say the things that he said about Bruno, I for the kind of person I know Roy Keane to be, I don't think he felt like he didn't care if he was doing any damage. I think that's the kind of person he is. He didn't care. I don't think he has affiliation to United to the point where he feels like I shouldn't do anything that would damage the club or that would affect any player. He doesn't care. So in that regard, I'll cut him some slack. But when you go and say he's a world class player, but they're 14th, I wouldn't expect someone like that to say that. That's very naive. That's actually very, very naive.
Facts.
For you to play to that level and you say, oh, he's a world class player, but they're 14th. The De Bruyne that you all rave about, have you seen the team he played in? Like, De Bruyne played in a team with David Silva, for crying out loud. Fernandinho.
Yaya Toure.
Those were the people that were around De Bruyne. See,
you were playing with
the very first time Bruno came to the Premier League. Haaland
and
Aguero before him. Julian Alvarez. The very first time Bruno came to the Premier League, I said it that time. That time I wanted to take my head off. I said, De Bruyne is not better than him. They're on the same level. And people were like,
if I said that.
People were like, oh, what's this guy saying? He's saying nonsense. Bro, see, Bruno is one of the best players to like when you if you look around the Premier League now, where we keep talking about, there's a significant drop in quality. The guy, when Mourinho was talking about Ozil and he said when the ball sees Ozil, the ball smiles. Bruno on the ball is a supreme talent. I don't care what you say about him off the ball.
Which is why when you said when you spoke about Odegaard, I think Bruno is one of the best ball manipulators.
No, but I think Odegaard the way Odegaard is he's more aesthetically pleasing. What doesn't mean he's better, but like the way Odegaard manipulates the ball a bit more. He tries to do a bit more, but like I think Bruno's on the ball. But people don't never give Bruno credit.
Bruno on the ball is incredible.
No, but I'm saying that
Bruno
is not seen. Bruno is not. No one talks people talk about Bruno. No one talks about Bruno's on the ball. Not because he doesn't, but again he does it in a different way. He's very, very ambitious. He's very, very direct.
So let's get
sometimes to his own fault, he will take.
You'll be running around.
Touches that he doesn't need to take.
Odegaard is when 20, 30, 40 years ago, when playmakers...
Number 10, yes, that's Odegaard. Yes.
Odegaard is a number 10.
He's a traditional number 10. That's what he wants to play like.
Odegaard is a 40 years ago number 10.
Yes, I agree.
I will drop into midfield. I will
get
put
the team ticking
together. That's why when Arsenal play without him...
He's a weaver.
When Arsenal play without him, it is very apparent because all that thing done is not there. Odegaard is a number 10, like number 10. Bruno is not a number 10 like that. Bruno is
an attacking midfielder.
He's an attacking midfielder.
Go there, get me goals.
And when I watch United play, and I was watching on Sunday,
I just hope United can mess around and just give me Bruno. My God.
I hate thief.
My God.
I hate criminal.
I will pay half the money, that 1 billion. I'll pay half.
When Southampton were in the Premier League and they had James Ward-Prowse, and you will play against Southampton, no matter how good you are, every manager will tell you avoid
free
no
kick.
No kick free kick for
in this area. Because
if you no tackle,
you can't bring Buffon. This boy will whip this ball like this. Buffon will see the ball, pump hand like this, go there, top corner. This guy scored one free kick against David De Gea at Old Trafford. I'll not forget. One free kick. So with Bruno, when you play against a player like that, you are not going to allow him any space because the position he picks up in the areas are positions that you are thinking, but Højlund
doesn't
should
exist.
Be there. A striker should be there.
My own is even
he picks up this position he's so responsible, and I get the criticism for him. It's about,
I don't get it.
No, I get it.
No, I don't.
I get it because he's playing in a team where he almost doesn't have any shield around him. So he doesn't have.
That's why I don't get the criticism.
He doesn't have any shield around him. And people say, oh, Bruno loses the ball a lot. Oh, De Bruyne doesn't lose the ball. If he goes into a Man City team, that losing the ball a lot. It's about the quality around you.
And the wavelength people are on.
When you play at Man City, when De Bruyne picks up the ball, he gives it to Bernardo Silva.
Yeah.
Or he gives it to Riyad
Just look at Bruno in Portugal.
He gives it
he doesn't play the same way. He doesn't play the same way.
So that criticism.
And you know another thing about players are that talented. When they are playing with subpar players, they are in the moment they are playing almost as if they will move their brain to that player because they might have the ball and they are thinking, you should move like this so that you can receive the ball like this.
And it's frustrating.
It's
frustrating for them because I was telling you on Saturday, I said, if you watch Osimhen at Galatasaray, you will not like him. I'm not joking. The way Osimhen shouts on players, the way he screams at his teammates, he makes a run, play this ball first time, or the ball goes to the byline, Osimhen has broken his neck and gotten into the box. And instead of whipping the ball first time, the fullback is doing, the winger is doing leg over.
You see now, summer will leave you.
That attitude.
Let's see if you see me in the summer.
Yeah.
That's where people criticize Bruno because his head is
you should be able to do this thing.
His head is 2 notches ahead.
There was a time I was praying and hoping that Bruno goes to a team with genuine quality.
I think
people can see.
Bruno should be playing for Real Madrid or Barcelona.
Bruno at Real Madrid, my goodness.
You know people talk about, and Bellingham is a great player. I think that for a guy for a guy that size, the things he can do with the ball is incredible.
He dances really well.
But I think that players like that have been given a quicker world-class tag. You
Of course,
understand?
of
Than
course.
people like Bruno.
Of course, of
And
course.
I don't think he's as good as Bruno.
And
No way.
I think that's a good point.
he
The
has,
fact that
he has
he got the
won.
opportunity to get there.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
he
yeah.
was better, much younger than Bruno was. So, but just that Bruno, unfortunately, he's tied himself. To us,
You know,
so
someone
it's
said,
not going anywhere.
someone said, I think we had this conversation at the start of the season last year or the end, one of those. And someone said, how many Premier League players get into Real Madrid team? I think Bruno gets into Real Madrid team.
So Bruno does.
You know,
so you just
like,
said something
he-
about.
he-
So you
he-
just
he
said
does.
something about
Yeah.
he was better than Bruno early on at that age. I don't even think he was better than Bruno at that age.
No,
The
he
difference.
No, he
wait
was.
now. Wait
He was.
now. Wait.
Ah,
Relax
bro.
now. Relax. Wait.
Relax.
Wait.
Relax,
Make
bro.
I finish waiting. I want talk.
Relax.
Relax now. Make I finish waiting. I
That boy
want
dey
talk.
play now.
How old is relax
That boy
now?
dey
How old
play.
is Bruno now?
Bruno is 30 now.
Relax.
Bruno is 30 now. How long has he done?
Bellingham is not
Oh
20
my
years.
this man, you talk too much.
No, but we want to check Bellingham.
How long?
He's not up to 20 years.
Relax.
No, Bellingham officially is 21.
Relax.
He's 21.
How long has Bruno
Unofficially,
done?
you and me know that Bellingham is like 27.
Emeka,
How long?
you know the UK.
Senior
That
man,
is
wait
mad.
now.
That's why he said that he can't win.
No,
He
why-
won
why-
one
why-
every-
why-
No, One is at least
26.
27. No. One is at least 27.
Emeka, please tell me.
That's not a young boy.
No.
That's not a young boy.
You can't
That's
fake
a
age.
man.
You can't fake age.
They can't.
See,
These people.
Here's the point I'm making.
The reason
No, he's like you think that you see you always see as Eden Haven.
Yeah.
You can tell that one is 17.
If they lie,
Yeah,
if
because he played for my.
look at this criminal. That boy looks like 34.
He's 87. He's 18. He's 17.
That boy looks like 34.
He's not. He's not.
If they lie age, they go tell you. Say because now
No,
UK.
You can't.
The lie age, they go tell you.
System.
You can't fake it,
It's
yeah,
a
you
system.
I
that
don't hear
will
you.
bring
That if the
out.
system
You
been glitch, you go
Why
know.
is it not?
If the system been glitch, you go know for yeah.
You can't fake it.
If to say na when them born and go na in the system glitch, you go know.
Why is Sanofi Prego referee?
But the point is
from
this.
away Nigeria don't do it.
The point is this.
This thing Nigeria do.
How long has Bruno done at United?
2020.
5 years.
He's done 5 years.
Yeah.
Give or take. So
5 years.
So he was brought. So he was brought into the team
Yeah.
at 25.
Yeah.
And remember before
He
he
came in January.
Yeah,
wasn't
January.
it?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
January.
But
Yeah.
before that,
Remember-
he was doing madness. So.
remember before he came into the team, United, Bruno was doing 30 something
Yeah,
goal
at
assists
Sporting.
every season.
Yeah, at Sporting. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Played on that morning.
yes. So the no.
no.
He didn't. So the point I was about to make, we English players, the movement and the tags on them come quicker because of what happens in the media and what happens with the PR.
And because of the lack of quality in the football pyramid in England.
In England, if Bellingham was a Portuguese, he probably is still
He'll be another
at
one. He'll be
Benfica
another one player.
now. He probably will still be at Benfica now.
No, the point I'm even
Play.
the point I'm even saying is that there is an obvious lack of real quality in the football pyramid.
In the football
England.
pyramid there. So
So-
once a player shooter,
so once you
remember
see a
when they
main-
started hyping Bellingham?
When you see a Menu, for example,
At Birmingham,
you can tell
they
that
retired his
there's
jersey.
nobody does.
You understand
Nobody
that
can
kind of
move
thing?
like this in
Bro,
the entire
at
pyramid.
Birmingham, they retired Bellingham's.
You know,
Bellingham's
In Portugal, you want to be
At
praising
Birmingham.
Menu for.
Yes,
They retired his
They
jersey.
retired his shirts.
Everybody does that here. We
didn't
we
know?
all know how to play here.
They retired his shirts now.
They
At
retired-
Birmingham.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
retired his shirts.
They were laughing at them at the time.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
And we're still laughing.
That's what I'm saying. So the tag, a boy 17 or something at the
Yeah,
time.
yeah. No,
So,
16.
so the tag
Because
that
that's gone
comes
to
on
Real
him,
Madrid.
you understand? So that's where me I feel like I
That's
don't
a
know
joke.
if he's play ball. Oh, I don't know if he better pass Bruno at that age.
Oh well, that age, yeah, well, yeah, maybe. But I mean, it's good to signpost Bruno. Just
What a player.
just for the because
What a player.
I think it's the same thing with Harry Kane as well.
Just-
You know,
What a player.
people took a Harry Kane and they
Call of he didn't win trophy.
they almost
so,
look at him like he didn't win something.
Keep
Don't-
freaking
don't-
Trossard.
don't-
Trossard and you, man.
don't
Are
come
you a
around
mad
Harry Kane with that-
person? You're a mad
Elite,
person.
elite.
top
Are you a
level.
mad- Are you a mad person?
Bruno.
Person,
From day one.
somebody is running at the Arsenal defense. Saliba, they in front of him. Gabriel, you think say Garnacho go past both of them?
Me-
You go and foul a player. I just foul. I say, trust I don't cause goal. That's what I said.
Honestly,
That's the first thing I said.
I don't know. You don't know when the goal will be scored.
Yeah.
But I just looked at it. I was
Do
like,
you guys think?
Bruno's scored.
Do you guys
Bruno
think?
scored.
Do you guys think?
The minute I saw it, I said,
Raya.
trust I don't cause goal.
Do you guys think Raya messed up with that?
No.
No. Raya has done what is consistent with his
Raya
training.
messed up, but guess what? Raya is looking at the people on that line.
Yeah.
You got Calafiore, that
Yeah.
6-footer.
That's a generational talent, no?
You know he's
Generational.
Generational
Forget
kid.
about-
forget about
Forget
what's
fashion
happened.
show. Don't be doing.
You gotta walk the wrong way.
Don't worry.
Go back the head now.
You don't judge a player by when the team is struggling. Don't worry. Next thing we'll see.
I hear now.
Raya is looking at that wall and thinking, how is this guy going to get this ball over this wall? So he makes a move. The minute, because that's where goalkeepers predominantly stand.
Standard
Because he
practice.
needs to see the ball. Exactly, that's standard practice.
training.
The wall covers half, keeper covers half. The only issue
And
is that
before-
he wasn't really like.
I
in his
think
own-
maybe
no,
there
he
were
took
too
a
many-
step. A bit more.
He took a step.
Yeah.
Somebody made.
The minute Bruno, shapes to shoot, he takes a step to his left. But that's a pitch of a free kick. Like, he gets it over the wall.
Hold on.
You can't keep it out.
He gets it over the wall, but he didn't get the ball
to the corner.
to the corner.
To the corner.
It was, so that's
So
why people
that-
felt like
that-
Yeah.
he
Raya
gave a
probably
bit too
messed a
much.
little bit. Somebody mentioned
But
something
you know
that I
the
felt
funny
like.
thing? Goalkeepers don't stand in the middle.
No, they don't. That's
no,
standard
no,
practice.
no.
They used to. Goalkeepers used to, but you look stupid. Because if the guy that is taking a free kick, if you stand in the middle, the guy that is taking a free kick gets a chance. You know what? Beckham used to do it to
Go
goalkeepers.
back
a
to the
lot.
keeper side.
You stand in the middle like the Beckham whips the ball. That place you are standing, Beckham whips the ball across you. So you are standing like this. The ball goes this way, and so that's why goalkeepers started taking. Oh, we stay this way. The block. So I don't think you can blame the
But he
goalkeeper
did.
for
So
that.
I agree. But so Raya should stay in one half. The wall covers one half. Raya covers one half. But the issue is that in Raya's half, he was still a bit too far to the edge. So
the
he
edge.
wasn't really in the middle of his own section. He
But
was like too far.
he still
He was too close
he
to the.
took a
his own-
step.
The point I even
So
wanted
if he
to
took a step, if he was a bit more central, then he would have got it. So like I just feel like he went slightly too much, but that is kind of standard.
I don't like analyzing
no,
things like that.
no,
I
no,
know I don't
why-
like
why I'm even-
analyzing things like that because I feel like it takes credit away from the guy who takes the free kick because I think that was a brilliant free kick. Like
I even think that given Arsenal's size, right, and Arsenal are probably one of the biggest teams in the Premier League, there's an emphasis on our wall is probably one of the tallest walls in the Premier League, so it's gonna be hard for this guy to get this thing over the wall.
Exactly.
So I'm gonna guard this side because Raya is in the form of his life, right? And when people are in the form of their life, they don't make stupid mistakes. So it's probably an informed decision from the training ground. Like,
There's Declan
you know
Rice
what,
on
go
that
and
wall.
stay on that
There's
side
that
because
edge.
our wall handles
there's
this
Declan
part
Rice
of
on that wall, there's Partey on that wall, there's Calafiori on that wall. Like
yeah.
how
That's a
is
big
this guy-
wall.
How's this guy going to get this ball over this wall? And
above the wall,
somehow he
Yeah.
finds
Yeah.
he finds his way. Brilliant.
I want to move on to another conversation that I think that pretty much maybe rounds up our show for today. And guys, get into the thick of the conversation. Let us know what you make of it real time as you are seeing it. Pause and leave a comment. I think guys on YouTube are amazing actually because people actually really stop the video and type an epistle on our YouTube. Like the epistles I see on our YouTube. Sometimes I'm like, I'm going to come back and read this later, right? But it's incredible.
Shout out to you guys.
No, it's incredible, man. It's incredible. So thank you for that, and we appreciate that very much, right? I think Rufai should better come back early for this one because I want to speak about Arsenal and what I perceive to be a bit of goal shifting on key issues, right? Season in, season out, right? And the
My
recurring
producer is licking his lips.
because
Shameless man.
the recurring theme this year has been injuries,
Yeah.
and it's popularly said, a thousand lies, a lie told 1,000 times, is still not true. And I was just going through the barrage of excuses Arsenal fans, injuries, and I had to stop and actually analyze where exactly the injuries have hurt Arsenal. And one of the key things that jumped at me is that before Arsenal had any major injury, they were still 6 points behind Liverpool. Yeah. So that was the first thing, and I had to also look in relation to Liverpool's injuries and see how many players Liverpool have lost. Liverpool lost Alisson Becker for 2 months. Lost Jota for I think about 4 months. Lost Konate for 1 month.
Trent as well.
Lost Trent for quite some time,
Yeah.
and that now put things into perspective. It's almost like they're trying to hide the deficiencies of the team, the manager, and maybe overall the system. And for me, that is something that if I was an Arsenal fan should worry me. That every season for the last 3 years, we've come up with a comfortable reason why we haven't, really been there when we had to be there, right? Yeah. And I was watching United game, as I'm sure you did as well, and watching Declan Rice. and this is not a criticism on Declan Rice, but when I watched Declan Rice before he came to Arteta's team, I knew him for one thing: midfield enforcer, right? What I've seen the manager do with him is almost make the player try to do something else, and in doing that, to some level of success, some degree of success, lost the real importance of what the player is actually best at. And in doing so, also ignoring other key areas that should have specialists. Because Declan Rice is not being used as an enforcer at Arsenal. So he's being used as, we see your height, you can do box to box. That's not what he's good at doing.
The issue, so on that point, I'll say the reason for that is when you sign a player like Declan Rice, like you said, West Ham, he was sweeping, like he was basically sweeping all the danger.
The best.
But the issue is, at a club like Arsenal, he can't play that role because you're doing that. Like West Ham, you're playing on the back foot most of the time. You're playing against better teams, so you need someone that has those legs that can constantly sweep up. But at Arsenal, most games you're dominating, right? So if you're going to have a player there, you probably want someone that is better in that first phase in the build-up. Declan Rice is not the best in the build-up, so like receiving the ball.
But the question is, Madrid.
So why did you sign him for
that's fair question. But Madrid had Casemiro.
Yeah, no, but if you have Casemiro, then you have. So Casemiro is the best. If you see Casemiro can actually really pass the ball. He can play.
He can play.
So he's actually so Casemiro is not the best in the first phase, but I think he's a better midfielder in the first phase than Declan Rice is. Because Declan Rice was a centre back, then he started. So he has the physical attributes, and I agree. At West Ham, he used to constantly sweep. But the thing about, again, like I said, at Arsenal, if you're playing against a Southampton at home, you have 80% of the ball. Yeah. You don't need that player, right?
Yeah.
So how do you then maximize Declan Rice? Is to then use his legs and for him to be a box to box and things like that. So I do agree that it's a bit tricky how he's being used, but that's the best way I think he can be used in this Arsenal team. So that's why that's why they're going for a Zubimendi. You see a Partey, so you need someone like that in that first phase. And
I hear the point you make, but the best teams play. If you're playing a 4-3-3, the best teams play one enforcer, one register, right? Okay. So for example, Real Madrid played Modric, Kroos, Casemiro. Yeah. So effectively, one player that can carry Modric, one player who registers, keeps the ball ticking, one player who wins the ball back, right? I don't see that it's a problem to have Declan Rice and a player that controls tempo of the game and builds in the first phase.
So again, if you're playing a 3, so again, Arteta has, and you know more than me, Arteta has a very set way, like this, that his left central midfielder that he likes, like Shaka, then I don't know what, he has an obsession with that LCM position. So for whatever reason, he feels that Declan Rice, that's his best role, and I think he. I mean, like,
it's a travesty to put Declan Rice there.
But you can. I think he does. Like against United at Old Trafford, like he covers so much ground.
Yeah.
So it's like ideally what he wants, which is why they're going for a Zubimendi and why they play Partey there, is someone that can do that register role, that's the idea of Jorginho, right? So no one can keep the game ticking, and Rice can still cover the whole ground. At Old Trafford, like he was a monster. Like he's going forward. Obviously, he got the goal. Yeah. He's defending. So I actually don't think he's the best in the world at that position. But like I think that is probably where he suits best in a big team. Like I don't think he will go to Man City now. He can't play Rodrigo because he can't play that. He's not that first phase. So he just goes forward and box to box. Yeah. So I think that's his best role in a big team.
So for
the excuses, okay, do you want to
go
to
that? I mean, we can leave that on Rice because I was just in my formative, watching the game formative years, I always thought that if a player is going to give you a 10 over 10 in a position, right, I'm going to give you a 7 over 10 in another position, I'd rather play him a 10 over 10 where he is and go find somebody else that can give me 10 over 10 in the other position, right? Because I don't think that it is. Declan Rice is not going to have many bad games just by his application. Mm-hmm. He's not going to have many bad games, right? Yeah. On the eye test, he's going to put himself about. He's going to run himself into the ground. On that regard, you're going to do 5 over 10 easy, right? But when you play for the best teams, challenging on the best end of the table for the big things, you need players that are comfortable doing what they doing.
I think then what you're saying, then probably they shouldn't have signed him because he can't play that West Ham role at Arsenal.
So I think
maybe don't sign. You can't.
I think it was ripe because I'm a United fan. I wanted Declan Rice at United, so I think it was ripe to go to a big club, and he hasn't.
But he would have to play a different role. Is the point?
Yeah, no, he hasn't flopped at all. The point I'm making is that signing Declan Rice has masked over. Arteta has almost used his versatility to mask over clear deficiencies in the team. Okay. So Arsenal should have a player that is a specialist to play the Declan Rice role. the left. You know, if that's what you want, right? Because for that role, Xhaka is a specialist in that role. He is not your passer because he's not really comfortable, you know, manipulating the ball. He's good to go, you know, back and forth. Xhaka at the time. So if you've had seven,
very good passer.
No. Xhaka can pass the ball.
Very good passer of the ball.
He's not a guy that can. He can't manipulate the ball. Xhaka gets caught in like.
So he's good. He's a good passer, but he's not like so he's not
he can't hold on to the ball.
That he can pick.
He can pick a pass. But the point is that
works really hard as well.
Yeah, it works really hard. The point is that Teta's has £700 million to spend, right? And key areas in the team are quite deficient.
Which is the biggest for me?
Which is where the excuses have come from, because the excuses are that we've had injuries.
Yeah.
The injuries are not the problem. The problem
this season, injuries have been the problem.
No,
it's just how.
I think I like this where this conversation is.
I heard you talk about Liverpool.
When you say problem, what do you mean problem? It's not like not winning the league, or what do you mean by problem?
Liverpool having injuries. Oh yeah,
I'll tell you why injuries are not the problem.
No, hold on. Diogo Jota got injured. Alisson got injured
for 4 months.
Yeah,
Konate
got injured. Yeah. But I promise you, they didn't all get injured at the same time. Yeah. That's the problem.
Nobody gets injured at the same time. How many of your players got injured at the same time?
Jesus,
they're all gone now.
Saka, Havertz got injured at the same time. Mm-hmm. That has never happened to any club.
Mm-hmm. Hold on.
Your three.
I mean,
what do you mean it has never happened to
three?
United
last year, everybody got injured.
You know how many last year? Chelsea, United.
No, your three attacking players.
Chelsea,
Newcastle, everybody got injured. Newcastle.
You have two attackers at the club, two only. And those two get injured.
So that's why injuries are not the actual problem.
No, injuries are the unfortunate problem, but it's not the bigger problem. The bigger problem is that the club failed to do the right thing in the summer and in January.
No, I don't.
In the summer, I feel like because of FFP, Arsenal wanted to sign a striker in the summer. I told you.
I think you guys got. You guys scored 91 league goals
cocky
the season before.
No,
you guys scored 91. You guys scored 91 league goals.
Arsenal scored goals.
So I think you guys thought like, okay, we can do without.
No, it's not that. Arsenal wanted to sign a striker, and they wanted to go for a big striker.
Who did you want to sign?
I don't know who they wanted to sign.
There's
a guy called Charles Watt. He reports the club. He's a British guy.
Yeah.
You know Charles Watt. Charles Watt reports Arsenal, and Charles Watt is not. He doesn't do sensationalism. He's the guy who actually reports the club. The guy Charles Watt said that Arsenal wanted to sign a player in the summer. But all the money, the money they were quoting for the strikers they wanted, the profile of the players they wanted was big money, and they were so scared of falling foul of the
PSR and
PSR whatever. So he felt like, because the summer before you've done £100 million on Declan Rice, if you go again and do another big sign, so they weren't sure.
Can I say something, Jonathan? Can I say something, senior man? Can I say something?
But having said that, I feel like Arteta, because he's done a brilliant job. I find it very hard to criticize him because he's done a brilliant job. And people criticize him, and how many years did it take Jurgen Klopp to win the title? And I asked someone, I said, Jurgen Klopp was second under Pep how many times? And he had Mane, he had
Salah,
Firmino, he had Salah, he had Wijnaldum, he had Fabinho. These were some of the best players. Arteta has been second behind Pep Guardiola. The best team ever in the Premier League is Edin Nketiah, Kai Havertz, Reece Nelson. The quality of the squad that Arteta has had in the last 5 years, can you compare it to the quality of squad Liverpool have had in the past 7 years? Let's be honest. The quality of squad. No, hold on. The quality of squad Arteta has had. He's also responsible, but the quality of squad Arteta has had in the last 5 years. Can you compare it to the quality? No, I can't.
I'll answer you, and then you move on.
Hold on. Can you compare it to the quality of squad?
Let me answer. It's the same way.
No, hold on.
Let me answer this question.
Hold on.
Now, question you ask. Now the question you ask.
I want to give reference on context.
I'm not trying to absolve Arteta of the blame.
I want to give reference on context.
But the point is, from the start of the season, I had this argument with someone, and I'm still saying it. Even with the entire Arsenal squad fit, Liverpool still have a better squad than Arsenal. They still have a better squad. We're not talking better players. We're talking squad. The squad is better than Arsenal.
Who is responsible? So let me give reference on context,
so
right?
You think that in January, Arteta was almost calling out the.
No, but every manager is trying to make signings.
No. He was almost calling out the club. When Liverpool won a game at Bournemouth. Hold on. Because when you blame a manager.
Well, Slot can say that. Slot didn't get to sign anybody.
You don't blame a manager. A manager does not go out and take his money and sign a player. He doesn't have such right. He doesn't have that kind of control. If the guys who spend the money say we can't spend, or we are scared of spending, or this or that.
When did you buy Calafiori, Merino?
You know, before Rafai came, I just want to give Rafai the context to why the commissioner has because Rafai had to step out, and do a few things. I just sense that, and for everyone listening and everyone watching, the concern I have is that there is a constant goal shifting with Arsenal.
God bless you.
And I think I just feel that if Arsenal sign a striker next season, there will be another excuse, right? And for me, where I'm going is a bit farther than what you're seeing, right? A couple of years ago, we didn't have a goalkeeper that can play from the back. We had that. A couple of years ago, we didn't have the correct. We bought that, right?
Best defense in Europe.
Best defense in Europe. No, last season, front three scored the most number, double digits everybody. We did that. We still didn't win.
We didn't lose any.
We didn't lose anybody. No injury. We didn't. Next season injuries, right? But I just feel like last season, I told you last season.
Last season, no. I didn't make any excuses last season. No, I'm talking personally.
The point where I'm going
Arsenal fans
is that the mentality of the club, there is something, I'm telling you, there is something that Arsenal as an organization have not come to accept yet.
Here's my own observation as an organization. Let me tell you. Leave the fans.
Because you don't know the organization.
I use the word fans.
We don't know the organization.
No. You know the organization.
I personally feel like... No, wait. And I've said it in the group chat before. You can bear me with this. I've said I feel like...
Ten Hag won... Ten Hag won...
Like the people who run the club.
I don't agree with that.
I don't think they are.
I don't agree with
because
that.
for a club that was playing Europa League for a few years.
You guys have decided not to sign the players that you actually need.
No, that's down to the manager.
Exactly, that's my point. So I don't believe they've backed Arteta. So I think
Arteta is the highest paid manager in the. I think after Pep.
At the start of the season, and I've said it here before, I said why I cannot absolve Arteta of any blame. Why I cannot, shift the blame from him is I like Calafiori, and I think he's going to be a top player. The people in Italian football, the things they say about him is they think he's one of those defenders that they've had in a very long time that is going to be very top. Calafiori is 22. So I think he's going to be a really good player.
Yeah, it's good. We have Haven. It's good.
But having said that, I still ask myself, did we need to sign him? Because he's not a signing I thought we needed.
So who signs off on that signing?
No, that's where I would.
So you can't then say like, oh look.
That's where I'm going to.
So we couldn't buy the striker because the money was too much.
What you're not seeing is the hubris of the manager.
That's why I would criticize the manager.
Why did you sign Merino?
Why did you sign Merino?
What did you think I have it?
See,
senior
man.
Make I not talk with you, my man.
Senior man.
No. What do you think I have it?
Senior man, let me tell you.
Don't post it. I have money laundering. I don't talk about
See, let me tell
nothing where you go tell me for this life.
I don't talk about before.
Person won't carry him play and go through away for dustbin. You say, please, bring them home.
I have my own.
Bring them home, please. I will use it.
I don't talk about before.
Be strong, killing the young man.
I think that when you look at they gave you the free reins to build a team. It is not when you are now on the cusp of winning the Premier League that all of a sudden the board now says, we're not going to listen to what you have to say anymore.
That free thing, free reign that you're hearing is in the media.
Wait now. What are you talking about?
I was gonna say,
what are you talking about? He basically was throwing people out that he wanted, was bringing people in that he wanted.
Relax, the fans won't stand.
Relax, so
relax.
Ateta was really throwing people out that he wanted, bringing people.
Do you know how much Ateta earns in the Premier League?
He earns big money. I don't know.
What are you talking about?
You know, only Pep earns higher than Ateta.
Players like Havertz, Merino, all these guys, these are clear Ateta type.
Do you understand?
Where Ateta wants to play football.
So when you say that, wait, when you say, bros,
Rice, Merino,
bros, I promise you today, senior man, I promise you today,
if he wants to play with
I promise you today that the day that Kai Havertz's phone rang and they told him Arsenal were interested, he couldn't believe it. I promise you, he couldn't believe it.
I agree. Even me, I couldn't believe it.
Because the only way he makes sense was that the coach has called him and said, I want you.
Yeah.
There was no other way that transfer made sense. What was he doing at Chelsea before you called him?
I don't understand.
That is stinker the whole season before you called him.
Stinker.
Bro.
So, I do not agree that they gave you a free rein from the beginning and now you are close to winning the league and the board all of a sudden says we're not going to sign the players that you want for you. Senior man, this man talk too much. Let me finish what I'm saying.
Listen, you said. No, I agree. No, I'm not arguing.
By the way,
in January, when the injuries were piling up, Liverpool won a game at Bournemouth. I think it was Bournemouth or Brentford, where somebody came off the bench and scored. Yeah, it was Brentford. Yeah. And when Arteta was talking, he was almost crying out, like, we need help. Like, he said it very clearly.
You're not being
No, wait. I'm just saying that at that point, he was crying out for help. He was telling the club.
Why didn't he help himself?
We need help. No,
hear this, right?
He's made mistakes.
Let me just...
I want to... Okay, after Raphinha...
You understand? You said, can you honestly say that the team that Arsenal had last season and now this season, was it anywhere close in terms of quality to the team Liverpool had at the time? Well, the Man City Liverpool were competing with at the time also were way better than the Man City of last season and now.
Okay,
we're not leave that time, no compare again.
No, I'm just saying the squad level. Squad level, is it as good? Is the squad Liverpool?
Bros, I have said it on this podcast. I have said it on this podcast multiple times.
Has done. It's an absolutely
senior man.
Your squad value is more expensive than Liverpool.
Senior man,
money.
Senior man. Every time, you understand? Every time I have talked about,
I remember what.
Every time I have talked about Arsenal,
you
understand? This same Liverpool side I'm talking about, they got money off Southampton at the time.
How much was it?
Firmino from Hoffenheim.
How much was it?
Firmino from Hoffenheim.
How much was it?
It's the equivalent of what you do.
Salah,
when you sign.
It's the equivalent of what you sign Kai Havertz. It's the equivalent of what you sign Kai Havertz.
How much did you sign Darwin Núñez? How much did you sign Cody Gakpo?
It's the equivalent.
How much did they sign?
You talk about that time now.
No, let's talk money now. We're talking money. How much did you sign? Okay, all of them.
Senior man.
All of them.
Jota was like Nketiah for you.
He wasn't like Nketiah. Stop that. Don't insult Jota.
Jota has become
Jota was not like Nketiah.
No.
Nketiah came from the youth side. Nketiah
it was not like Jota.
No chance.
Relax. You win that one. Relax. You win that one. Relax.
In squad building, right? And the point I'm trying to make is that when you build your squad, right? When you build your squad, you look at the players that complement the squad, make the squad. If we have this, we don't have that.
That's why I don't know what.
For example, United signed Sexy last season, right? In summer last year, right? That is the equivalent of Liverpool signing Firmino when they signed him.
Just a young guy that's done.
You get
do you agree? No.
Firmino.
Firmino win Champions League. Hoffenheim, he was just a guy that we know since Sabi play ball. They just brought him. Nobody raised an eyebrow that they signed one.
So exactly. So basically, squad building. If you look at when United signed Højlund, for example, right? Let's sign Højlund to be the main guy, right? That's the equivalent of Liverpool signing.
Don't say Núñez. Make I know.
You be wait first.
No.
Núñez.
Yes.
Núñez that Liverpool signed for 70 million.
You be. How much did the man you sign for? Let me see. You see what you just said about Firmino. Wait, I think what you said about Firmino, bro. I think
when
what
you
you just said about
hold on now, hold on, Ini.
Man U signings are
Ini.
absolute disgrace.
No,
to the
hold on,
market.
Ini.
So don't bring me.
Let me land the point.
Use another club.
Let me land the
Person
point.
we pay 18 million for Maguire. You they talk.
Ini, we go let people finish their point for this podcast.
Hold on, Ini. Ini will suspend you for this podcast.
For
We'll
6
suspend
months
you for
without
at least
pay.
3 shows.
Without pay.
Because you talk too much. The point I was trying to make is that
I'll go to the United Nations.
the point I'm trying to make, and the point I'm trying to make is that, I just remember I want to say something, but Jesus held me. Yeah, Jesus, oh, that's Sabino's say, oh, Jesus, hold me tight. That's why Jesus don't hold me tight. Anyway, but the point I'm trying to make is that when you build your squad, you are responsible for the consequence of that squad build.
Yes,
I agree.
Now you cannot derelict that responsibility to us that are watching.
I agree.
Because you are the one calling the shots for the squad to be built.
I agree.
So when Ten Hag loses his job and people say, but let's even be honest, these players are they as good as Arsenal players? No, he signed them.
Yeah.
he signed
You understand?
them.
So you cannot come back and you cannot come back and now tell us that we can see that the players are not good enough.
They're not good because it has not
the
worked
money
out.
was given to you.
So wait. See, you see
get-
what you said about. I think what you said about Firmino to Liverpool was perfect.
I
Why?
agree.
Why
I agree.
is that
I
it was
can't
down
argue
to that transfer was proper squad building. Oh, we don't get money. We don't get. Oh, we bought Salah.
Hey,
we
quick
bought-
player, we have a quick player here.
He was
Let's
scoring
bring
a lot
this
of
guy's a
goals in
very
Germany.
good footballer.
Yeah,
We're gonna put him here. They're
Goals in
building a
Germany.
squad.
Yeah.
Your coach had a responsibility to do the same thing.
I agree.
He went and bought who he bought. Now that he has not worked out, you now tell us that
I
Kayaba
turn around and
knows
say,
play ball rich. Kayaba knows how to play ball rich. This guy
No,
now.
I didn't say that.
So you have
Let me
accepted.
go.
You have
No,
accepted.
no, accepted. No, I
because
said clearly.
I think for context,
You cannot.
I think Arteta in general, I think he's done a very, 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 very good
Brilliant
job.
job.
He's
Up
got-
until-
he's
yeah.
done a very good job.
But
with
now
that team.
honeymoon is
now it's
over.
time. So I think for me, after putting that fact, when you are saying the fact that you're comparing to Liverpool, yeah, Club Firmino, like that one cannot. That is not even an argument because he's been there for 6 years, 2019, 2025.
Bro.
So and he's been giving power. Even Amarim was saying the other day that my club is different. I'm not going to get this time.
Yeah, of course.
Arteta
What
has
does
been
that
giving-
tell? It tells you that the mentality.
Arteta has been giving free reign to build that squad, and he's taking them to this level now. So we can't now say, "Oh, this."
All of a sudden, he doesn't have power.
And in terms of goal shifting, I do agree that you guys have had injuries, and it's very unfortunate.
this season's
Hold on.
is-
So it's this season. So all at once, I agree, but you're not the first team. Like I remember last year, Liverpool were top to like 6 games.
Yeah.
They started they're having injuries here and there.
Yeah.
Man United last year we were playing Casemiro.
The most injuries in the
whatever,
entire
and
Europe.
back. So then and we finished 8th, and they said that we're terrible. So
Yes.
this is 2 and 3. Instead of goal shifting, I do agree. It is you guys. This whole striker. I can okay.
They will sign a striker next season.
Like UB said, I promise you, if you guys, there's still a lot of things in Arteta style of play that you guys haven't perfected. Like I said, you guys in the first 2 phases, your build up and everything has been very good, but then you rely a bit too much on Saka coming in, crossing this and that. So you guys haven't really finalized that last third. So you guys thinking that I think
I'll say
you guys think that if Arsenal side is like a striker,
final
like
thing,
Osimhen, you guys win
yeah.
the league.
The
Yeah.
final
It might be
thing.
disappointing.
No, I agree with him.
might be disappointed.
I agree with him.
Eddie Howe and Newcastle, right?
Arsenal's
The
problem-
squad he has built, right? The squad he has built. They're not challenging for the title, not yet, right? But the squad he has built is such that there is across board. There is great balance in the squad.
Yeah.
Jacob Murphy,
Yeah.
Gordon, Joelinton, Guimaraes, Almiron,
Good balance.
Longstaff, Tonali. The team. If the team has an injury here and there, right? The squad can carry the injury. The squad that Arteta has built after 6 years.
They had injury last season. And
Hold
they
on.
couldn't make substitutions.
Hold
so
on.
don't
Hold
say.
on.
Don't
Hold
say
on.
I've told you.
Hold on.
Every club.
They had the unfortunate
Ini.
injury.
Ini.
There was a time Newcastle couldn't make substitutions
I-
because they had a very
Ini.
terrible.
I hear you.
period.
But can you tell me now that if Newcastle lose Isak now, that their season will peter into insignificance?
No, it won't. It won't because they have another striker.
Of course.
Right.
They have another.
They built
Yeah.
a squad.
Yeah.
They built a squad.
So they built a squad.
Exactly the point I was making that this season, I'm not making excuses for last season or 2
I do
seasons
think
ago.
it's a bit of-
This season,
Senior man.
it's been
Senior man,
a bit
wait.
of
Senior man,
misfortune.
senior man, wait. Senior man,
I'm
wait.
not saying
Senior man,
Arsenal
wait.
would
Senior
have
man,
won
wait.
the title.
Senior man, wait.
Okay.
Senior man, wait.
Let's simulate. Let's
I'm not
simulate.
saying-
Senior man,
Let's simulate.
senior man, wait. Every
Ini, let's
team,
simulate.
no vex. You
I put Isak in your team next season,
Yeah.
right? I put Isak in your team next season. Saka picks up an injury for 2 months, right?
Do you think
Odegaard gets injured. Who replaces those two players?
That's the point. The
Senior
point
man
is-
wait.
So the point I'm making, what I'm saying is that
Arsenal, Arsenal need a striker, obviously, but a striker is not the only problem Arsenal have got.
that's what I'm saying, that you keep shifting the goalposts.
No, they don't have you cannot say, oh, I need a striker only. How can you just need a striker? Arsenal
man.
need a backup for Saka. And I hear Charles was said, the priorities this summer is get a left winger, which means that either Trossard or Martinelli might go. More likely Trossard, because he's 30.
I saw Martinelli cashing.
That's what I'm saying. I think it was hubris from your manager, because I feel he got a bit deceived. Or not deceived, because you guys last season were fantastic. You guys lost 25 games, scored 91 league goals. Right? And Trossard, Havertz,
let me tell you one thing.
So I think there was
I
a bit
made
of
one
hubris there,
example.
because he was thinking that because of we were able to spread the goals around.
I made one example on this show. I made one example on this show. I would never understand why Arsenal did not at least try to buy Neto.
Yeah.
I
agree.
I did not understand the idea.
This thing,
because you had Saka.
Absolutely.
You didn't try to buy Neto.
I agree.
What are you doing
Absolute
in
nonsense.
that? What are you doing in that squad?
And I've said it.
And that time, I said it that time,
Because
and all of a sudden, Saka now got a long-term injury. Everybody's
remember-
saying, "Oh,
remember
you could
when
have
I said,
replaced Saka."
Remember when I said at the start of the season that no team that wins the league will have all their key players play every match that they play. Remember I said that at the start.
Remember I also told you last season that Arsenal will not have another season like last season.
You cannot have.
I
remember that.
Yeah.
You cannot have Saka. You cannot have Saka play. The only time Saka does not play a game for Arsenal is when he's injured.
Senior man, let me now say what I have to say. Let me now have to say what I have to say. You see this goalpost changing.
Even Liverpool at PSG, Salah didn't have a good game, clearly. They took him off, brought on somebody off the bench, and the person came, had an impact. That's what Arsenal don't have.
Let me now say what I have to say, bros. Let me now say what I have to say. Every single team.
Who are you putting?
Every single team.
Odegaard doesn't have a good game. If you take him out,
every single team. Look,
it's
Emeka, every single team in the Premier League.
Coach's fault.
Every single team in the Premier League.
Whose fault is that?
This injury that you keep injuries.
injuries.
I told you guys. I told you guys. I know that it's just this season. I said it that time.
Yes, last season was something else. This is his injury.
For example,
Next
when they were
season-
saying
Dollar will
when they were
Last
saying
season was
Chelsea,
VAR.
when they were
Last
saying
season was
Chelsea were
VAR.
the title
No,
race,
last go Tottenham will
And
strike all the
they now
referees
fell
in
off.
England. Don't worry.
They now said, it's because the manager they didn't believe. I said no. The reason they fell off was clearly injuries. The moment the key players started getting injured, it affected them. But for me, that is only a pass because, well, this guy is his first year. You can't be in the team at the same club building a squad for 6-7 years.
That's not an excuse.
And you had a season last season where you were top of the table for most part of the season.
34 match days.
And this season, you're telling me that, it's because Saka got injured. Well, before Kai Havertz got injured, anyway, what was he doing? He was covering the pitch. That's all he was doing for you. He was covering every blade of grass. So I'm not even counting him. So, you understand?
But you know the funny thing.
Now you are saying it's because...
I thought.
But guess what? Saka, senior man, wait.
You know,
Senior man, wait.
He said when he was
make
there.
I finish.
What was he doing?
The Odegaard that's not injured. Odegaard is in a form right now that if this was how he was before you bought him, he will be in the Division 4 of the. That's the kind of form he's on right now. So
somebody
said, PSG, I bet you will see what Odegaard.
So it's not when you say injuries.
It happens to
When
everybody, man.
there's something I don't agree. Mikel, I think he says a lot, especially when he talks about Chelsea. I don't agree with anything that he says these days. But he said something on his show and he said, Arsenal still talking about competing for the league. No. You have to go on and win it now.
No, you have to worry about. Stop worry about Newcastle behind you.
You have to go and win it because.
I agree.
And one thing we have not even talked about is you're not going to win the league this season. But you know what's more embarrassing? Your second spot is not sure. You're fighting for it.
Top 4 is not sure again.
That's what you can't tell me
You are closer to the top 4
it's because his
than you are
injury.
closer to the
The
top
reason
3.
this Chelsea game on Sunday is very important to you is because you are fighting for second spot. It's because you are fighting to stay there.
No, second spot.
Because Nottingham Forest is breathing on your neck.
No. Arsenal are being threatened right now.
Never will sort them out. No worry.
Never mind.
All these ones, I know they worry. They will go sell up and go collect 3-0.
That's what we think from beginning of the season. But they are still here.
They don't collect 5-0 at Bournemouth.
But they are still in third now.
They will still collect. Don't
You
worry.
play Chelsea this weekend, right? And
I'll beat Chelsea. Don't worry. Don't worry, I'll beat Chelsea. Don't worry. I'm telling you, don't worry.
Side betting.
Don't worry, I'll beat
Side
Chelsea.
betting. You won't win that game.
I'll beat Chelsea. That's how they say, hey, you beat Man City. I beat them like thief.
Who tell you won't beat Man City?
That's what he said.
I said it on this show. I said it on this show that Arsenal was going to beat
I
City.
beat them like thief. Chelsea, I don't go beat them like thief, but I go beat them. No worry.
So-
Emirates Stadium will turn up. Don't worry, we'll turn up.
this-
Young
You know another thing. You know another thing about Arsenal. You know another thing about
You saw
Arsenal.
we locked.
You know another thing about Arsenal.
United.
Arteta has done a good job up until this point. Arteta has done a good job up until this point. Arteta himself needs to know that he's in danger.
Yeah, I agree.
The fact that he doesn't know that he's in danger doesn't help the club. Doesn't help his ambition.
He knows. You think
He's not in danger.
He's not in danger.
He's comfortable. He's not in danger.
You think that these fans are looking at him and
Where they are now,
He's not in danger.
you have built the squad. You needed the stability to build the squad.
Yeah.
He has done that. Where you are now, you're at a point where you should be a club that's going on to win titles.
Yeah.
What you need inside the club is for the manager. Nobody should be comfortable, including the manager.
Yeah, of
That's
course.
what you
I
need
agree.
inside the club.
Absolutely.
I said this thing at the start of the season. I think it was sometime.
But if I don't buy that, I'll see my sins.
Sometime in
Because then
October
you know, say
also.
his job,
See all
they
this
at
talk
risk.
going on.
I said it's
If
possible.
Arsenal go on and win the Champions League, you know all this conversation when I talk, hey, you go end. You know all this, yeah, you go end.
But win am first now.
And you know,
you-
Saliba said something.
When you don't win it now, you come and give us another excuse.
Say they'll be linked with lots of clubs. You know what my boy said? He said, I can't leave this club without winning anything.
No wala now.
He said,
It might be.
He did before we came.
you know what? He said,
That's what I talk. Say
You know-
over my dead body. So
That
you will
one,
die.
that
You will
mad
die.
He did
you
before
know what he said?
I returned realize.
He said, if you leave this club without winning anything, they will forget about you.
Good luck to him.
So this Champions League, my brother,
But when he goes to remember him there. You know.
this Champions League, we might win it.
I don't even think your coach. Anyway, Shabek, I
We
don't
might
talk.
win.
I don't talk this thing. I don't talk this thing low
Make us
key.
just talk
I
that-
don't talk this
don't
thing
say,
low key.
"Please
I
give
said
that team Champions League
Arsenal.
for me."
I said it earlier this season. I said it earlier
Don't
this
talk
season.
about-
I said Arsenal might need. Even though Arteta has done such a fantastic job, they might need to move him on
No, we
to
can't
get
move
to the
him on.
level where
you won't get manager, where go win league.
So that's the gamble.
Where you won't get
So
manager
that's the
now.
gamble. Sometimes where there's
You
this
can't.
manager that's come this far. So the gamble now is: do we keep on
we
this path,
go and hire
there might be
Mourinho?
someone- It might be the Brendan Rodgers.
Mourinho will
it
come
might
and
be-
win the league for you now.
I think Mourinho
Go
goes
and hire
there.
Mourinho.
No.
Mourinho will come and win the league for you now.
Let him stay at Fenerbahce and fight with Osimhen.
No.
Let him fight with Osimhen.
Mourinho will win the league for
honestly-
you. See,
He will not.
ASAP.
He will not.
See this
I
one.
think he won't get a better chance
No, not
to
Mourinho.
hire.
Mourinho will come in.
No.
He will tell you.
I tell you,
This is
But
who you
now
buy.
Arsenal
This is who
won
you
the
win the
league
league
since
under 2
2004.
seasons.
I will trust the process.
Yeah.
I will trust the process. but
Under 2 seasons,
I will
Mourinho
trust
will win the
process,
league.
but I go sharpen my knife somewhere.
But if you guys right now were going to pick a team that will win the league next year, who would you pick? Because I would pick Arsenal.
Right now.
Right now.
If it was a
Right now,
team-
I'll pick Liverpool.
Like I think if I was a team, if I was making a prediction
Liverpool, where
today,
Van Dijk and
if I was
Salah
making a
leave
prediction
next
today,
season.
No,
I
we're
would pick
talking
Arsenal.
of picking today, so we're not
If I
talking
was
of them
making a prediction-
leaving.
If I was picking a prediction today, yeah, I mean, obviously based on the landscape, like what you think will happen. Like I think Trent will go this and that, whatever.
Oh,
And
okay,
based on
if
them,
you are using
I think
that.
if I was doing today, I think I'll pick Arsenal to win the league. I think
I'll pick
I think
Liverpool or Man- Liverpool or Man
I think
City.
eventually they're going to. I think
No,
the
I'll
next
pick
season
I'll
they
pick
are
Liverpool. The reason I'll pick Liverpool is that I think they'll all be crazy inside that squad, inside that club. At the end of the season, they don't go and bring in at least 2 or 3 very quality players.
No,
I think
see,
they will bring.
So this is what this is
Make we
what.
talk this season. Leave next season.
So this is
over now.
what I think, right?
You won't win Champions League.
When you see
Now your mates, they
Arsenal,
win
right?
am.
Nah, ball.
You just say people will win at the
Sorry,
mates.
guys.
Hold on,
See all this PSG gaga. Una Emery will knock him out.
Hold on. I think that you have to look at the numbers that are quite damning. Arsenal haven't won the league since 2004. Right. I've had 3 chances in the last 10 years to win it. 2015 Leicester, they should have won it in that season. The second.
Were they in the race?
Yeah, they came second, but they were. I mean, they were. It was actually Spurs. It was actually Spurs and Leicester, and then Spurs bottled
that
it,
went to Chelsea.
and then
Arsenal bottled it too.
Arsenal. I mean, Arsenal. No one was really thinking Arsenal were going to win that year. It just looks bad because they came second. But I mean, they could have that year. But I mean, other teams could have as well, I guess. So I want to just put that on.
Last year they should have won the title.
Last year
they should have won the title.
Last year.
You know, people talk about.
Hold on.
I don't even think last year.
That 2 years ago, and I can
understand.
First time, you don't really.
In a small years, you shake.
You
But last year,
But you see,
Arsenal should have won the title.
that last year should have won it. And I have to say that when you look at teams have perfect record-breaking seasons that don't come with anything, you have to be very worried.
But Klopp had this perfect season now. And
No.
Went on and won.
Hold on. Klopp was won it.
The point is, he was second a couple of times and he went on and won it too.
Don't get
why not when he reach us now?
Doesn't mean that club did not do.
Oh God, shut up!
Relax.
Shut up!
Relax.
Shut up!
Relax.
Oh God, shut up!
My point.
You don't be second.
Relax now.
You say another person. No,
Wale, relax. Relax. The point I want to make is beyond. The point I want to make is actually beyond the Premier League title. It's actually getting trophies into the football club.
Yeah, of course.
Right.
I agree.
Honestly, I don't understand how Arsenal have not won a Carabao Cup or an FA Cup since that first one.
Since that first time as
That
well.
is the damning thing for me, my brother.
What that tells me is two things. One, hubris from the manager.
You say what did he call
Hubris from the manager, right? To either compensate for his lack of, I can't win this thing, so let me act as if I don't want to win it. No, there is that because Ten Hag, for example, last season and the season before,
me and Pep winning trophy.
Predicated his entire season on one trophy. And he was saying it.
It's what maybe
Then I could have
it's what
died.
Amarim said, because I feel with Arsenal, there's Man United, Chelsea. I don't know what it is about Arsenal. I know the fans are very hungry, but there seems to be you guys are handled again. Arteta will never have got this amount of time in any other club, other big club.
Yeah.
Right. So, and the fact that every FA Cup, like in the last few years, third round, fourth round, you guys are out, and it's like, oh, we're chasing the league.
That the point
Like,
exactly.
yeah, that's what
The
I
point
agree,
exactly. So it's either something. It's
I don't know what
not telling us
it
something
is.
we don't know.
I think they're just focusing on their head is only
No,
all that matters is the
I
league.
don't know.
God bless
No,
you.
I
This
don't
is
think so.
Maresca's first season.
No.
Do you know how he was dragged for
I don't
being
think
knocked
so.
out of the cup
I think
title?
what is happening is that Arteta is worried about those key games to win things, right? He's dressed it up like we don't want that, but actually maybe worried about we probably might find out that we're not good enough to win something in that regard. So we rather play in the marathon and take our chances of averages there.
I think it's the obsession of the league because Klopp was similar. Wale, no, if
No, but Klopp won the cups.
But he was there for 9 years. He won one of every domestic trophy.
Yeah.
But if you know every FA Cup,
But won the Champions League very early.
So we're talking about of course, that Klopp is a brilliant manager. I'm not saying, and obviously if Arteta could win Champions League, I'm sure he tries to.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about the domestic cups like the FA Cup and Carling Cup. Like Klopp never cared about them. That's why he won once in 9 years. Like when he now get to the end, okay. But like Arteta,
Klopp was quite clear.
I think
Klopp was playing some funny players there. Arteta they play normal Arsenal players.
I think Arteta is obsessed with the league.
Yeah.
But also, I think he's also shown that being a cup manager is also a different skill set. So I also don't feel like I don't believe that he doesn't think he's equipped, so he decides to go out. I think like he clearly has shown that he doesn't have the skill set yet in those cup competitions, which is surprising with his style. But like FA Cup, they played United this year, third round, knocked out. Last year, I think it was City.
Liverpool.
It was Liverpool, right? Then you guys also got knocked out to, maybe City at one point as well. So clearly there's something there in those one-off games that hasn't quite worked. But I don't think it's intentional.
So the thing about one-off games is that one-off games is the true test of managers. I think that the league
is not the true test of
hold on.
No, the league. No. God bless you. The league is the true test of
the team.
One-off game is the true test of the manager.
The league is true test of the team, and the manager is a subset of the team. You understand? Yeah. The point I'm trying to make is that in one-off games,
in terms of like, make we just test how you sabi. Just say okay, how you sabi. Now one of
now or never.
Now or never.
It's now or never. And I can say all I want about Ten Hag, but Ten Hag gave those United fans those two beautiful afternoons at Wembley. And not because they deserve, not because it was they deserved to win it.
Finals in 2 years.
3 finals in 2 years,
That's a big deal.
So that's a big deal. The point is that when you just suppose 3 finals in 2 years, never mind winning it, to Arsenal's 5 years, it is very dire. It looks very, very bad.
I agree.
We were in the final of the Carabao Cup last season, as useless as we were.
I agree. Actually.
So
lost to Liverpool.
I mean, I will have to hold my hands and accept it. It's not good enough.
It's taking you some time, but I hope you see the point we're making.
No, I understand. See, the difference is that when you people have your
guys in Liverpool are not good enough.
Coming
from you, you should be ashamed. You should be ashamed.
The grudges that you people have with Arsenal fans, keep it with Arsenal fans, not me. Because me, I know the reason, like a lot of them.
No, but I generally believe Arteta is a good manager. I think he's still. I mean, he's 42. So I think like he's
42?
Still, yes, 42. He's a young man. He's a young man. I think he's
And that's
still
42?
Yeah,
he's
I remember he's
42.
40. I know.
You thought he was
check.
younger.
No,
I think that we win FA Cup with me.
that was like 32.
2014.
Arteta is like 42, 41,
He's a
42.
young man.
He's about 1 or 2 years
You
older.
think he was
than Amorim.
57?
He's about 1 or 2 years older than
Really
Amorim.
57.
But like I think he too is still developing. Like I feel
Exactly. That's another thing
I
with
think
young
they find,
coaches
like, I just
too.
don't want us to get to the point where we're like what this guy has how he has transformed Arsenal is how we want our own managers to transform us. It's just like the finest details that he still has not got yet.
He will get
What
to
is
it.
I think
I say
My
these two things.
producer doesn't
Go
want
and get
to win
Nagelsmann
anything. How do you want
to
a
come
man
in
not to win
and take the
anything
team
in his
for the
life,
last-
but you want
for
to
last
succeed
stretch?
in
This
your own life?
Nagelsmann, this Nagelsman, I don't agree.
or you go and get Jose.
This Nagelsman, I don't agree.
Rufai, you don't want my manager to win anything, but you want to succeed in life.
No, it's not that I don't want him to win anything. I don't think he will win
You want
it.
to succeed in
No,
life.
see, let me tell you, Ini, let me tell you. See, you know this.
In
I'm a Chelsea fan.
you know if you don't beat Chelsea this weekend.
In the weights.
You know if you don't beat Chelsea this weekend.
In the
I
weights.
will beat Chelsea.
That's actually a sackable.
In the weights. I'm not going to say much until after the game. Anyway, let me tell you.
You know, Palmer has broken his
You see,
goal
I'm a Chelsea
scoring.
fan. You never break up.
You never break up.
Let me tell you, I'm a Chelsea fan, senior man.
1.5.
Senior man, let me tell you now.
Passport.
Whether you win title this season or you win am next season, before the titles Chelsea have won in the last 10 years, it's going to take you a little bit of time before you catch it up.
The title
So,
I won before
wait
that 10
now.
years when you talk,
You
it
talk
will
this
take you a
man, you
little
talk
bit
too
of time
much.
before you also
Anyway,
win it.
This man.
Anyway,
How many league titles
My
have you won?
point
I've
is
won
this.
13. How many
My
league titles
point
have you
is
won?
this. It concerns you.
So
My
why
point
you
is
follow
this.
me talk, say before you win.
My point is
before the
this.
one where I win before you start to the win, it go take you 40 years.
You don't
You raise
finish.
like
You don't finish.
Before you win
You
out.
don't finish. My point is
Some
simple.
nonsense.
Your coach win one title. You know, he not get wetin he do me. The point is, I don't think he will win it
Don't lay
because he
cause.
does not have the. I don't see it. Like
Nah,
I
man,
can't
do man
see
for
it.
this life.
I cannot. I can't find it.
That's what you believe in Friday course, Rich.
As in, if not so, why you don't need that? Make I pray for you.
You get. Like,
You say make I don't lay cause. Need that? Make I pray for you now.
but I think just to talk, we touched on Arsenal, touched on
Both teams scored over 2.5.
I think it is important to.
12 corners.
Arsenal Chelsea.
Should we touch on
Both
United
teams to
before
score and over 2.5. Don't play it though.
Yeah, yeah.
Over 12.5 corners. Yes.
Or which game?
Bet builders.
This man, see, what I was about to say that time, I actually think Wale has rubbed off on Senior Man negatively. Senior Man has become an area boy with the way he argues now. He's a complete nincompoop now. He does not want people to make their point. He just wants to. He's a complete area boy now. And I Wale Kosa.
Anyway, I think that we touch base on primarily some of the things that I imagine our listeners would have wanted to talk about. We touch on Madrid. I think Madrid. There's not much to say about.
But that penalty, the
Alvarez.
the Alvarez penalty,
It's
very, very unfortunate. But I think it's a very useless rule. I think it's a useless.
No, I don't think so. I'll tell you why I don't think so.
I think it's a very useless rule.
I'll go first.
Because I feel like.
I'll-
No, let me talk first. Because I feel like.
You talk too
No, hold on now.
That man is a
Because
legend.
it's very unfortunate. You say 2 touches. Beckham used to take penalties like that. When there are players who take penalties like
They'll
that.
pass it first and
they
then play it again.
No, they don't pass it.
Okay.
Yeah.
pass penalty. Okay.
No, back in the day they used to pass penalty.
free
now.
kick.
Beckham will put
No,
his
back in the
left.
day, they
That's
used to
how
pass
Beckham used
penalty.
to whip balls. Even his free kicks were like that. He'll put his left leg like this. If you see a picture of it, his body is bent like this. He'll put his leg like this and then whip it. Like,
But this standing leg, no, they touch the ball now.
no, but the standing leg doesn't touch the ball. That's what I'm saying. It's unfortunate. If you see the touch on that on Alvarez, it's very minimal.
I actually think they should have allowed him that rule
It's-
of him not
it's
taking
very-
it. I think is useless
it's
too.
very minimal.
Because a deliberate, it was a deliberate attempt to kick the
Have you-
ball.
have you- have you made the point?
It's nonsense.
He
So
slipped.
let me speak to this because I've seen in the emotion, in the moments, in real time. I thought, what a great injustice, right?
no, but the rule is the rule.
But I watched it back and I've seen all the videos, and I've seen that there's a clear touch.
Yeah, of course.
And here's what I think. I do believe that at the highest level, right, you have the highest operators, and I hold the opinion that penalties give an incredible advantage to the attacking player, right? To that effect, we cannot give any more advantage. The defending player, as the goalkeeper, has very little. In fact, there's a new rule now, he can't get off his line, right? So what that tells me is that the advantage to the attacking player is quite significant. Now, if that is true, then we have to create rules for the best penalty takers to come and kick penalty and score. So if the rule says that you cannot kick the ball twice in any way, shape, or form, then it is the onus on the player, the attacking player, given the already established advantage, to come in there.
What if
and hold on. You talk too much, man.
I agree.
To come in there and execute at the highest level. So it is for me
to be as careful as possible.
It's important to execute
on the state of the pitch.
I don't
He
care. No.
slipped.
No.
He literally slipped.
But everybody
else.
He slipped.
Yeah,
You can't
legislate
you
for
can't
that.
The reason I agree.
No.
The reason I agree that the
Vinicius
rule
slipped a bit
was
in penalty.
harsh. The reason I agree that the rule was harsh is simple. The rule says you kick it twice, double touch, cancelled. I agree. But he slipped.
But everybody's playing on the same pitch, so they all had the same.
Have you ever heard the thing that ignorance is not an excuse in
No.
Pothole day rule.
The rule is the rule.
Hold on.
We hear.
Pothole day rule.
Yes.
Because people are driving past it means that the person who gets an accident because of the pothole means
Is there a rule on pothole?
This is
no. I'm just
Is
saying.
there a rule on pothole? Is there a rule that
if pothole cause accident? The fact that people are driving past and didn't have accident mean that
the rule is the rule.
Come on.
No,
I'm just saying.
Pothole. You fit drive, you know.
Because
Alvarez will not reach that place. He placed the ball with his hand.
But
At least because you know why?
You can't
if you say that the double touch has created an undue advantage for the attacking player, I think possibly he could have. Because he slipped, he should at least get the chance to retake it.
No,
because it's the highest level.
It's the highest level of the game.
You can't.
How come? What are we doing here?
Chance to retake it.
No.
If you're not,
If you want the law to be like, okay, if it's double touch, but it has to be. Nobody's ever going to do double touch. Nobody's ever going to do double touch intentionally, right? So you can say if it's double touch, but you slip.
Nobody's going to slip. Nobody's going to slip deliberately. You can't slip deliberately.
Hold on. Let me see. Hold on.
Without us knowing. No, you can't.
You don't know Suarez.
To kick the ball, no, you can't.
Wait, hold on. So if you say the rule is,
you don't know Suarez.
Wait, hold on. If you say the rule is, if you do double touch except you slip, it's like you can't do that.
No.
So my point is, if it's a controlled environment, so either you want the rule there or you don't want the rule there. You cannot start having subsets of that rule. So either the rule is there about double touch or it's not there. So if you do like, okay, except it's an accident. Footballers, I can say, these are the players at the highest level. You can do something like similar to what Alvarez did. Okay, you hit one and it touches your left foot a bit or whatever it is. You can always create an undue advantage. And if you say someone slipped, they are all playing. Just like saying in a snowy or rainy condition, we're all playing in that condition. You say my team beat you because we're playing on the snow.
No. That's not. This analogy is different.
No, it's the same thing.
No, it's
because
not.
everybody was on that same penalty spot as Alvarez.
Everybody played
so
there.
It's your responsibility. It's your responsibility.
Again, remember. My point
factor in the conditions.
My point is,
just like saying John Terry missed the penalty in Champions League final. He slipped. It's like it's your responsibility because those conditions are there. It's your responsibility.
He slipped.
Yes.
John Terry slipped.
Yes.
There was nothing in John that said, "Oh,
the point is that
he scored and they now cancelled." This guy scored.
No, the point
and
is,
you now said he had a double touch, so he'll be cancelled.
No, the point
is, the reason I felt like
everybody was on.
If you get a chance to retake, it's because he scored.
Okay, but everybody
he slipped.
Everybody played. It's the same. It's the same. It's the same.
We have to be human.
It's the same condition for everybody.
We have to be human.
No, I agree.
Can you be anything else?
No.
You have to be human for the goalkeeper as well. Like you be said, because what if this situation maybe the double touch didn't affect where it went, but what if it did?
But it did not.
That's why they cancelled it now. That's why they cancelled it.
Other than that thing that I said, if it didn't affect the keeper, then you should.
No, that's not what I said. No, that's not what I said.
No, that's not what I'm saying. So my point is, so from the goalkeeper, let me ask you this. So from the goalkeeper's point of view, let's say this was a slip.
Yeah.
So from the goalkeeper's point of view, and this one actually affected the place where the ball went to, and it went in. Okay. So why should
he had a double touch. The penalty
the double touch, and it actually affected the keeper. Like actually, let's say the keeper went one way and the ball went another way because of that double touch. What should happen? You should take it again.
No, but there's been already a rule that if you take a double touch, it's gonna be cancelled anyway.
So that is why the rule is there.
That's why the rule is there.
That is why the rule is there.
Overcomplicate this thing, Sha.
Overcomplicate them. Simplify for us. Let's wrap show up with that.
Person kick ball. They say double touch. The rule is that if you do double touch, it's gonna be cancelled.
Why is that?
In my head, I'm looking at it and thinking, what that sounds like to me is it sounds like double touch gives an undue advantage to the guy kicking the ball. So I'm thinking the guy didn't do a double touch because his technique was bad or because he tried to game the goalkeeper or the ref.
Let me ask you.
A double touch happened because he slipped.
Okay, but how is the double touch? How is the double touch?
You can get your run up wrong and double touch. You can get your run up wrong and double touch.
No, guess what?
It's a mistake. No,
guess what? When the goalkeeper, the rule now says, when the penalty is about to be taken, the goalkeeper cannot come off his line. If he comes off his line, the penalty is retaken.
Yeah.
Why is it that when the goalkeeper comes off his line and saves the ball, why did no talk say, hey, the ball don't enter as punishment for the goalkeeper for coming off his line? Why does the goalkeeper have a chance to face the penalty again?
Do you understand?
Because the goalkeeper clearly knows the
goalkeeper,
rule.
no.
The guy sleeping. You said something about people operating at the highest level. So the point me I am making on my own is that if you, for example, you get your run up wrong and you do a double touch, that's you now. You have gotten something wrong.
It's slippery slope.
Wait. If you slip, it's not your control.
It is.
You are a professional.
It is. Other people will slip.
No, if you slip on the field, it's not your.
Of course. Okay, but if it's a control,
there are 1,000,001 reasons.
It's in a controlled environment. That if
nobody pursue you.
If you slip in a control,
no collapse. No,
in a control run.
When John Terry slipped in that final, every other person played there. They didn't sleep, but we know say rain fall. Him sleeping was out of his control. It's not a case of because
other people controlled it, so it's not out of his control. He could have controlled it.
Sleeping for football. Sleep.
Yes.
You don't say sleep, they injure person.
No, that's when somebody pursuing you. This one nobody pursuing you.
No, sleeping on the ball on the field, they injure person. You feel get groin. You feel get. What are you saying?
Bring the player.
In a penalty shootout, if everybody's shooting in that same, if anybody's playing those same conditions,
everybody can be playing on the field.
Whether it's his fault or not, he's to blame. Whether it's his fault, so what I'm not saying.
Blame.
Wait, hold on. Let me just say this point. If you are playing a control again, you are playing in a controlled environment. It's raining profusely. John Terry slips. You can say it's not his fault. It's not his fault. He slipped, but he had. It's his responsibility to control that because everybody.
No.
If we are all playing in the same environment.
Is there another way than they run? If you are if they play football under it, is there a style you run with?
I agree that if you sleep, I agree that
Refine. This game, no be MPF, still was there. The game, that same game, the best boots are there. That same game, the best jerseys are there. Nobody pursuing you last. You walked up and you went and fell down. So what should we do there?
Everybody can be playing on the same field now.
That's
and you get a pass. You attempt to compete.
But then in game. This one na control. This one they don't stop. This one they don't say make everybody stop. Fans don't run in that pitch.
Match don't end. Say don't end.
Referee no say
My own is that I think the rule is harsh. There's a part of the rule that was posted everywhere. There's a part of it where I can't remember very well. There's a part of it that said something like, "Oh, if the penalty taker did something that's not deliberate, the penalty taker will be given an opportunity to take it again."
Did you see the video?
But it is not that particular one. There's another rule.
Did you see the video that Mahrez that Premier posted? When Mahrez, it was a Carabao final.
Yeah.
When Mahrez
stand like this, kick the ball by himself. He did double touch.
Right.
Stand like this, kick the ball by himself.
Right. So you see, the point I'm trying to make is that when you are a penalty taker, you understand. There's a reason that out of 11 players, they say these 5 players I want to go select. You understand? You slept in the best hotel. You had the best food. You had the best masseuse.
Sleep with the
best women. You don't come and sleep with the best. I can't get penalty. Come on, leave that place.
Wait, but can I ask, by that logic, like your logic about the sleeping? Okay, if he slipped and he didn't do double touch and it goes out, by that logic, why can't you say he probably should take it again because
you don't miss now.
He has missed now.
No.
And he didn't do.
Whoa. Let's think about it like logically.
No,
like
for every rule, once you miss, it's like the goalkeeper. If you flip it around, the goalkeeper touchline thing. If you don't step on the line, right, and they score.
It doesn't matter.
No, so
but you don't retake. But if you say you retake,
the ball, you retake.
Again,
goalkeeper has a chance.
Continue that argument.
Why do they not say the goalkeeper for stepping out of your line and
should answer? Because it's called football. The
No,
ball where the
I think it's a squash.
where the ball is where the action is. You understand? The goalkeeper is.
let me give you an example.
It's not logically consistent.
You see where we
Yeah,
you
it's
see
not-
where-
it's
Baba,
not-
No,
you see where
because
we
you
play
said
ball.
that if he missed, if Alvarez slipped, forget the double touch. This is not even double touch.
Yeah.
He slipped and he missed.
Yeah.
You said the slip is out of his control.
It's
Why
not-
shouldn't he take it
Kick
again?
Hey, don't
No,
miss,
no,
man.
you don't miss now.
No,
this
yeah,
one we're
he
talking
missed-
about
no,
the reason. This one we're talking about they cancelled his goal.
Rufai, no,
The thing was
Rufai, wait, let's take a breath here.
You said he didn't do double
Let's
touch.
take a breath here. You said the double touch mistake he
producer.
made was because he slipped,
I
right?
know what's
The
happening.
double touch mistake was
Well
because
done.
he slipped, and you feel
Well
that,
done.
and you feel that because he slipped to get that double touch,
All
he should have
these
the chance to
fight,
take.
fight,
So by
fight,
that, so by that
Madrid
same
qualify.
logic,
It go easy to beat them.
hold on, sorry. By that same logic, he slipped and he missed. The slip is not his fault. So why shouldn't he get the chance? to
It's not
actually
the
say-
same logic, Emeka.
Why-
It's
why is
not.
it- why is
Let
it
me
not?
break it down
Okay, why is
to
it
you.
not?
He played a penalty kick.
Yes.
He scored. There's a rule that cancelled that goal,
Okay.
despite the fact that that rule where he
Yes.
break, not being fault.
Yes.
It's not the same logic
No, but you-
as
but you said
he
that-
didn't break a rule and he missed.
No,
He
but
didn't
you-
do double
no, but you
touch
said-
and he
no,
missed.
but-
You're not hearing
No,
it.
but you said that the slip in itself made him break that rule.
Yeah, so
Yes,
So-
because
but
he
I said-
scored.
No, but I said- no, but I said-
I
come
didn't do
on.
that double touch. I didn't do that double touch, right?
Okay,
If he didn't score, moving on.
Okay, let's do like
They
this.
cancelled the goal that he scored. That's the point.
Okay, then
Let's
let's talk about the slip.
let's
then.
focus on the
because
slip.
if it's about the slip,
That's the thing.
I don't give you an example. When the goalkeeper, the goal line thing, when the goalkeeper steps out of his line and he saves the ball, you retake. When the goalkeeper steps out of his line and he scores, play on. That's a flip of that thing. Where would they play ball now?
Then don't
Where
focus
would
on
they
the
play
slip.
ball now?
Then don't focus on the
Where
slip.
would they play ball now? Where you go pull ball like this, pull your leg, play penalty.
Then don't focus on the
If
slip.
you put your leg like this and as you want kick the ball, you move your leg and you score, you are going to retake it.
Then
because
don't
you
focus-
have broken a
then don't
rule.
focus on the slip.
No.
I'm telling you an example. It's a rule of 5%. 5% no be we invent the rule. Now rule where we carry from futsal and everything where we can't use the play.
Brother.
If you move your leg because you have broken a rule while scoring a goal, you will take it.
Brother.
But as you move your leg, if you miss, play on.
Do you know that if the goalkeeper steps off his line, you score? They'll tell you about that's the way you do not try him again, but this guy don't score.
Play on. That's the flip side of this keep.
No,
goal kick guy.
it's not the flip side. It's not the flip side. What I'm saying is that the rules are inherent with the ball. Where the ball is where the rule is most potent. For example, for penalties, like fouls, right? Some areas are we can agree or we don't agree, but the truth is that some fouls are more lenient in some areas of the pitch and areas of the pitch. Inside the box, if you foul a player inside the box, there is a chance that same foul, if you do an outside, they'll give free kick. But inside box, it's almost it's a control. That area is a higher level of consequence. You understand? Now, the reason that is because it's close to the deciding. It can decide the game. The essence of why we all gathered here. Do you understand? Now, if you go to the point I made, the context I made in the beginning, that the penalty in itself is 12 yards. You know physics. If you strike a ball from 12 yards,
I don't know.
if you strike a ball from 12 yards, right, to a goal of this width, the aerodynamics means that it is high chance that you will score it. You understand? So there is an already surmountable advantage to the attacking player. Now the job of the rule is to, like with offside rule, the job is to limit the advantage already that the attacking player has. So with that rule in place, you cannot come and now say, because I slipped, already the advantage is stacked in your favor. So it is your one job
I didn't
to
disagree
make
with
sure.
that.
No, but you said that because he's
My point is, I said the rule I
Yes,
think is
we are
harsh.
finished.
You make a
So,
very
by the
fantastic
way,
argument.
see what
I just think
Amorim
that
is doing.
What's he doing?
We have started to do something. So let's
Don't keep quiet there.
let's you see what Amorim is doing.
If you don't keep quiet,
Me, I don't go play Arsenal. I put Arsenal on the
What is he
I put
doing?
Arsenal on the ropes.
When I go draw one match, win the next match, I don't go allow make
You gonna put Arsenal on the
no, I'll
ropes.
beat them now.
No wala. Go there.
Arsenal.
We put Arsenal.
Now around football they play everywhere they go to now.
we'll win the
Now only
match.
PSG they see. Only PSG they see. They won't go score
How
7
long you get
goals.
last week?
Huh?
If not for Raya. Oh God, Raya.
Yes, now Raya 7 now.
You be call me after the game. I say, wait, why is this idiot calling my phone? Why is this idiot calling my phone?
Bro, we put
Don't they
Arsenal
call me?
under pressure.
They're supposed to be to at least 3-1.
You didn't put any pressure. You were just playing counter-attack football. You sound like you
senior man is
he said we put them under pressure. With pressure.
No.
Second half, could you bridge second half?
No. The manager almost died.
Hey, if not for that low.
You had chances. Yeah. And the goalkeeper doesn't.
Raya, what a goalkeeper.
But
The goalkeeper does not play for
And now, Shebi, you say Salah na him make Liverpool. Shebi Salah na him ba player. And Alisson na one year with the he just play.
About Salah now.
Baba.
When Nuno Mendes hold him like.
No, that's not say play ball. Even for the Declan Rice.
As I we go beat now Sunday.
Rufai beaten. I don't think so. Panel beater.
So I don't expect
probably be a draw.
I don't expect anything from the game, but I just feel like Arsenal don't
just play Martinelli.
Like I don't see them offer so much attacking wise now.
But you have now.
And we have a lot of injuries as well. But I don't see.
They go tell and say play 9.
Arsenal are very tough to beat. Even if they don't.
Yeah, they are very tough to beat.